gamers, and welcome to episode 345 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for September 26, 2021. I have one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
It's been a pretty good week. We are in the midst, we had the first day of fall happen. Yeah. So we are officially in the fall season according to the calendar.
And it's feeling that way.
So it's been, it's been feeling that way. Yep. I've seen some leaves falling. Mm-hmm. So, we're getting there, man. It's almost October. October is right around the corner. A few more days from when we were recording this podcast anyway.
Yep.
Man, this year is almost over, Daniel. The year is almost over.
You're telling me.
It's been a quick year. It's been a quick year. I felt like it to me anyway.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, because I just felt like, man, compared to 2020, man, it's just, this year has just been right through. Like the summer is over. Think about that. The summer is over, man. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy that I got these, like, no more superhuman days. God damn. Anyway,
now that you said that, like Christmas Day will be like 90 degrees with 100% humidity.
Oh, God, that'd be crazy. All right, so let's get down right to it. So what we got? We got football happen. So the Ravens upset the Chiefs. That was a good game. I enjoyed it. I watched all of it. Even when people who I know who are Ravens fans stopped watching it because it was not only that because it's late.
Yeah,
these people are older now, and then it just looked like the Chiefs were going to win. So I was staying there with it. I was rooting for Lamar because I like Lamar Jackson. I was like, man, we gotta at least beat the Chiefs one time before, before everything goes to shit, probably on either side. Because either the Chiefs suck, is like, oh, you beat them now, but they suck now, or vice versa. You just so bad that you just never gonna beat them. So I was like, come on, at this time you gotta beat them. And thing is, I knew it was gonna be hard because of like, man, Ravens got all these injuries. It's like, they're probably not going to win. And I mean, it looked all right. It started out horrible with the throwing interception for a touchdown. I was like, darn, this game may be a blowout. But then they came back down and score, and by running the ball, and that's which they probably should have did from the start. Like, they were great running the ball, which is the Ravens are great at running the ball with Lamar Jackson and their running backs. And these are all backup running backs that they got. Mm-hmm. Not even on the final team, really. Like some of these guys were used to be probably on the practice squad and they brought up. So they did great. And I mean, I think that scheme and that system, I mean, I even told my brother this, is that even though a lot of their three running backs got hurt, I still think they're going to do okay just the way that team is. I still think they're going to be okay running the ball. And they were. But Lamar Jackson has to do a lot more now, though. Because the line is not protecting him like they need to. It's not that great a line, so he's always running. But he's did his job, man. He did great. And I know people keep saying, "Oh man, you can't last in the league to keep doing that." I was like, well, I hope he just lasts long enough then, because that's his game. If you don't run, then that's not his game. Then you might as well just either focus on getting somebody else then. But I'm like, this guy wins, and he's still kicking ass. So, like, I enjoy watching him. And they did it. They did come back. Because of some mistakes KC made at the end, with Patrick Mahomes doing something that he doesn't usually do. He threw an interception, and the running back fumbled when they probably shouldn't have used the running back because they didn't really run the ball that well. They didn't have to. Because they were just making all the catches that I felt like they could have got first down with some other type of play, or Patrick Mahomes could have passed it and got it in. But they ran the ball, and Ravens got the guy to fumble. I mean, you still don't see nobody fumble at that point either. So I'm not really blaming the play calling too much on that, though. I just felt like usually KC doesn't leave things to be conservative. They usually take chances even when because they're just that good. They're confidence in themselves, really. So I was surprised to see them play conservative, and that being conservative actually bit them in the ass, which is weird. But the Ravens had a chance, and they, of course, you got the best kicker out there, and he got the made the field goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a great game. So that made things more interesting. And this is big. Like the Ravens looked like they were going to start at 0-2, and now they don't. So we got other games that happened. I can't remember all of them, so I'm not going to go through it. But we still got a few undefeated teams. I know Panthers have played last Thursday, so now they're 3-0, that's a little bit of a surprise. Buccaneers are 3-0, and so that sucks. And I hate the Falcons. I hate the Falcons because they let Tom Brady look like the greatest man ever to be walked the face of the earth because they let that man get 5 goddamn touchdowns on him. So that's why I heard people talk about, it's like, oh, look how incredible Tom Brady is. I said, whatever, the Falcons suck. They fucking awful. I mean, they let the fucking New England Patriots come back in the Super Bowl on their asses when they're up 28-3. So fuck them. Fuck the Falcons. They just want to make this guy be a hero. That's what they are. They made this guy be a hero. I was like, that's what they're there for. And I was like, God damn it. And what else? Anything else big? I mean, there's a lot of things that happen, but that's what I focus on. Because I already talked about the Washington team game, because that was last Thursday. So now they're playing the Bills today, and hopefully by the time you hear this, they have won. Even though I doubt it, but hey, there's a chance for everything. And the Ravens, I forgot who they're playing against. Who are they? They're playing against the Lions. Oh, yeah. That should be a win. That should be a win. Hopefully. I mean, I hope there's no layover from the Monday night game. I'm sorry, Sunday night game. All right, so I guess we move on. What we got? Baseball, playoffs are heating up. We only got about a few more days left of games until we go right to the playoffs. And it looks like the Yankees are going to make the playoffs, man, because they've been winning while other teams been losing. Like Toronto has not been winning like they used to, and then the Yankees are playing Boston, so that's another wild card team, and they beat them the last 2 games, so they might can sweep them if they win tonight. So I'm like, God damn it, baseball fixed this shit before Yankees could be in. That's what happened. That's what I'm going to say.
Can't leave one of the major markets out, Dominic.
Exactly. They need to say, look, we're going to have them, L.A., the major market they got that's going to be in there. They got Chicago, the White Sox. I don't think the Cubs not going to make it. Cardinals have been a roll. Cardinals have broken a franchise record of winning 15 in a row. They have won themselves into a possible one wild card spot because they were out before that, but they have played their asses off. So good on them. St. Louis. St. Louis, that's the only, except for the Blues, which is a hockey team, but I'm not going to count them. That's the only major market team in that area is the St. Louis Cardinals, because there's no more Rams. I guess they just feel like they're going to leave Kansas City be the only middle America team out there. No, they had 2. I guess I wonder what happened. Because I know it wasn't fans not going to the games.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened in St. Louis did they win a new dome? Was that what it was? They won a new stadium and they wouldn't give it to them? Or they wanted more money, but they knew they at the limit? So they say, well, let's go to LA. Let's go back to LA.
I wonder how TV ratings factor into it. Even if people are going to the stadium, maybe they're just not watching those games.
TV ratings, I think they were always hot because I remember it was a St. Louis game. Look, the Rams weren't that good. It was one year the Rams were playing. Mm-hmm. They weren't that good. They was on Monday Night Football. And the St. Louis Cardinals are in the baseball playoffs. People still watched more of the Rams game than the St. Louis game in the playoffs. So that wasn't. Yeah, that is not a problem.
All it needs to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something else. It's something else behind closed doors, or maybe it's out there if people can read. But at this, buddy, just like I said, it doesn't make sense for Seattle Supersonics to move to Oklahoma City. Yeah, that ain't making fucking sense. You know, something had to be behind closed doors with that shit. All right. So what else? So the Orioles, well, they won as yesterday as of this podcast, and they are happy to see if they're still the worst team in Major League Baseball, or is it the Arizona Diamondbacks? And it is, okay, Orioles won 50 games. Oh, they won 50 games, Daniel. There we go. It won their 50th game.
We got there.
Yeah. And, we're tied. We are tied with Arizona. We're both 50 and 105.
All right, boys. It's a race to the bottom. Let's do it.
Yeah. Is anybody else lost 100 games? Nope. We're the only two teams that lost over 100 games.
God. Texas
is right there, though. They're at 99. Yeah, join the 100 club, Texas.
Yep. They can do it.
Join the 100 club. Oh, man. So right now, the definite playoff spots are San Francisco, number one in the league, 101 wins. Los Angeles Dodgers have 99 wins. They're about to be the 100 winning part of the club. They're probably the only two teams that win 100 games. Well, Tampa Bay has a chance to. You have Milwaukee, who's definitely in with 93 wins. Then you have Boston and White Sox, who are definitely in.
Mm.
So we still need an AL West. Seattle's been kicking butt too. They been winning quite a few games in a row. So yeah, good for them. The ghost of Ichiro is still with them, even though he's still alive. It's
yeah.
The Atlanta, they're like a game and a half above Philadelphia. And so St. Louis is fighting for that wild card spot. It's not really much of a fight. They have a 5-game lead over the next team. So St. Louis is in. I'm going to say St. Louis is in. I don't see them screwing this up. So it's Los Angeles Dodgers and St. Louis in there. It's really the games you're really looking at is Atlanta. It's Atlanta and Philadelphia. Who's going to win that division? And as far as the American League, Toronto is 2 games back of Boston, while Boston and Yankees, because Boston and Yankees are tied. But they're in both those wild card spots. So Toronto's 2 games behind them, Seattle's 3 games behind, and Oakland's 4 games behind. I'm going to say it might end up being Boston, and look at that. Yeah. MLB is going to do this. They're going to say, nope, Boston is playing the Yankees in the wild card. That could be a huge game. Even though it's only a 1-game playoff, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that would be based. I know that's what baseball wants. They want that. They don't want no Canadians to get in here. All right. So what else? I think that is it. Yeah, that's really it for sports. So, what you got? Any big wrestling news happen?
Nothing big news wise. Just Daniel Bryan Danielson, and Kenny Omega had a match. It was a non-title match on Dynamite this past week, and it was
Kenny Omega has the title, right?
Yeah, he currently has the title. And yeah, it was one of the greatest matches that AEW has put on, and it's a very good match to say the least. The only problem is, like, since it's on TV, they have commercials in there. And that kind of breaks
in the middle
of
the matches.
Yeah. And now AEW they
used to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard when you do like the super long matches too. Cause like this one went to the time limit, which I think is 30 minutes. Or was it 15 minutes? I can't remember. But yeah, AEW at least does picture in picture to kind of show you what's going on, and most of the time it's like the guy is selling on the floor or whatever, basically taking a break because they know it's a commercial break. But it just kind of messes up the flow of everything. Like if this was a pay-per-view match, it would be that much better just because there wasn't that like Domino's ad playing over the silent wrestling.
I wonder why they can't do something where like you have a bar at least under the match or something that says like, this is brought to you by Snickers or something.
Oh, don't worry. They do that too, because they have like things on the apron all the time. It's like brought to you by this, that, or the other thing. Yeah. And every now and then, like NXT was doing it for a bit where it was like the first hour of the show is commercial free because we, paid money to the sponsors or whatever. And that stuff's kind of cool. It makes it feel like a more special show. But yeah, it kind of breaks up the flow a little bit and kind of makes it feel slightly less important than if it were on, say, a pay-per-view. But it was still an incredible match regardless. Both that and Dynamite this week. I was telling you last week that they were in New York City from Arthur Ashe Stadium, and both of those shows were very good. Good crowds, good stadium. Like it's really cool venue for them to be at. Like it's very big and open. So it was cool. That's kind of what's going on with wrestling though this week.
All right. Well, we got what we've been watching, but thing is you didn't watch all of it, so you don't want to talk about it now?
I mean, if you want to talk about it, I think I saw enough to know mostly what happened there, and I can ask you any questions. I don't care if you spoil anything that I didn't necessarily see. It didn't necessarily feel like it was that important of an episode necessarily until like the very end, which I did say.
So this What If was based on Thor, not Loki not being part of Thor's life, like being part of Asgard. Like they gave the baby Iceman to the back to the ice people, to
the big Iceman.
And so yeah, so Loki is never his half brother. So yeah, he don't grow up with Loki or anything. So how does Thor grow up? Like how does he evolve? You know, as a young god to, well, I guess they don't really see themselves as gods, I guess, in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the Marvel movie universe, I should say. Well, anyway, so like, how does he grow up? Like, because of the things that Loki does with him as a kid, it kind of creates the being you know now. Since he's not there, it's like, okay, so what is Thor now? Well, he's a party guy. He always seems like he wants to party and just have fun. So when Odin goes to sleep, he thought it was his time to just party anywhere around the universe. And he came to Earth and he went to Vegas and like he brought all his friends, and then friends like, you know, he met later on in the movies, but he kind of knew them then, like people from the War World area. You know, you had Goldblum's character there. You had the Rock Man there. I don't know if the Bug was there. He was there. I didn't notice him. You had what else? Even Loki came in. Loki, he's a giant because he's a giant like the other ice people. Which I'm thinking, like, I guess Loki has magic, so he just makes himself like a normal human? Or does being an Asgard just make you be small?
Yeah, it stunted his growth, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, because he's as tall as the other ice giants. I'm trying to think of other characters before I get into what happened. That shows up. Who else? Oh, the you had Rocket Raccoon. I saw Drax. So like, yeah. So I guess that changes. This universe just changes everything because now it's like Thor is something different. Like he's just a guy who likes to have fun.
Yeah.
But with him having fun also kind of causes destruction at the same time. And because he doesn't see the consequences of his action, he just see like him just partying, then he just leaves the planet. Because apparently another planet had gotten destroyed, maybe. It seems like it blew up. But I don't know. They said they got everybody to escape, though.
Right.
He made it like no one died.
Yeah.
But they didn't really say the planet didn't blow up. So I think the people still lost their home. So right. I'm like, I don't know. So S.H.I.E.L.D. is having a problem with that. Now, he meets Jane Foster, too. And they all having fun and stuff. She's trying to ask questions because she's doing what she does, looking at these anomalies that's happening and stuff like that. And then they beat him, and she tried to ask him questions, being serious like a scientist. But then she ends up partying with him, and she gets drunk, and like all these people are in this apartment in Las Vegas. That's when S.H.I.E.L.D. comes, and they're want to talk to her about this stuff. And also her friend. What's the woman name? I don't know her real name.
Kat Dennings is her real name. I can't think of the character's name.
So Kat Dennings' character got married to Howard the Duck in Vegas. I guess they got so drunk she married Howard the Duck.
Nah, it was real love, Dominic. Real love.
And So they got Kat Dennings and Jane Foster to come with S.H.I.E.L.D. and them asking questions about him and how to destroy him because they feel like he's going to cause destruction on this planet. So Jane is trying to protect him, though, because he knows he's not a bad guy, but he's not really trying to listen or anything. So then they go ahead and, well, they did have Nick Fury was going to supposed to talk to him, but apparently he got like hit or something. He got knocked out. So he's unconscious because I forgot what somebody did to him. So basically they called Captain America. Captain Marvel. And she comes down to get Thor to stop. And she tries to fight. Thor basically fight. And she realizes he's a little strong. He's strong, but she can still hit him, but he doesn't go down. He's not really going down. Right. He still gets back up. And when he tries to hit her and stuff, she's not going down. And like even his lightning is not really doing nothing to her. So then I forgot what he did. And like I think at one point, like he tried to talk to her. It's like, look, why are you being a buzzkill? Stuff like that. Like he doesn't really, because she's just trying to stop him, but he just like, hey, what? We're just having fun and things of that nature. And she's trying to tell him that you're causing all these problems. And then I forgot what happened. I think she got hit and like kind of flew somewhere. He flew her somewhere and something like that. And eventually she does go in contact and they realize, I think Jane Foster goes and finds his mother. She realized that like, hey, if it's like Greek mythology, there's got to be a Freya. There's got to be like all these other gods. So she figures out how to go to his world and tells his mother what he's doing. So then the mother puts a message out there, like to him saying she's going to come to Earth to see what he's doing. Cause he lied and said like, oh, I'm just here. No, we're here studying about culture. we're not causing destruction, nothing. Then we realized she was coming. So, we got to clean up. So it's like clean up the whole Earth, basically. Yeah. So they like clean up the whole Earth, turn everything back to where it was. Cause they had all these like freaking, like monuments and all this stuff all over the place. And like, it's funny because he was fixing the Leaning Tower of Pisa where he probably didn't have to fix it. He fixed it to be straight. and then when Freya finally got there, they were all acting like they were studying or something like that. And then it looked like he's about to be caught because I think somebody had something. It's like, what is all this stuff? And then that's when Captain Marvel came and kind of bailed him out and act like, hey, I got these books for you to learn or something like that. Like she helped him so he wouldn't get in trouble. So then he talks with Jane Foster. He's like, hey, you told my mother or something like that. It's like, but then they started talking and it seemed like they was really getting to like each other. And that's when you saw Ultron come through, like, I don't want to say a boom tube because that's DC, but I don't know what the fuck it is. He freaking teleported there. You see Ultron with all these robots and he has the Infinity Stones. Yeah. And that's how it ended. So, cause it was like a good ending. Cause even the Watcher was saying, hey, ends like a happy ending. They said, oh no. And then you see that and say, oh no, it's not a happy ending. Even though I think the Captain America one, the first one, well, Captain Britain, I guess. I don't know. Captain, what's her name?
Captain Carter.
Carter. Yeah. I think that was a good ending to me. I mean, technically, I guess it is sad because she goes to the future and doesn't see Steve. I guess that's the sad part. I don't know. I just feel like that it wasn't really a sacrifice because nobody dies. She just goes in the future. Yeah. And he's old, probably old. He's probably not dead.
She's just gonna find him on the hospital bed, like he found her.
I mean, I still think that's probably the best ending out of all of them. Probably as far as good endings, not like the best ending, but as like having a nice ending. But yeah, it was okay. It was fine. It wasn't nothing like great. My favorite one, I just think of all the ones I've seen, what's my favorite one? It's between probably the Doctor Strange and I don't know, the Black Panther one with Star-Lord. Yeah. As Star-Lord. So I think maybe those are my favorite ones. And the one previous one with the Killmonger, it had some good points, but it's just that I don't know. It's just a personal thing for me with that one. But other than that, I mean, it was all right. I mean, these been all right shows. They've been okay.
Yeah.
You got any questions?
No, I think the only part that I maybe missed was the part where she realizes, she needs to reach out to Frigga and get her to calm Thor down. Because, I saw most of the partying stuff, and I saw the wedding stuff, and then I saw the end. So I think that's really where I fell asleep during the, how do we solve this problem? So, for me, this one was largely forgettable. It doesn't seem like it really did anything outside of just being like a fun story about what Thor would do if he was an only child, basically. But that's, I don't know. I was, it's like you were saying to me earlier before we started recording, I don't know what it is about the series. It's fun to watch the episodes, but they're mostly largely forgettable. And at the end of the day, it's kind of there's something about it that's just And it's hard to explain.
Yeah. It's just that, it's not something that will stay with me all the other Marvel content that we've seen on these on the Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Or any other content I really watch, even the Star Wars. All right. So
you haven't had a chance to watch any of the Star Wars Vision stuff yet, have you?
I don't know if I want to, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you do that and tell me if it's good. Because I really just don't feel like I just want to waste my time if it's not good.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was out until we watched the Thor thing, and then we were going back through the stuff, and it was Star Wars Visions. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't realize it was all up there already.
Yeah, I saw that. I just don't know if I just right now I have no interest. And until maybe I'll read a review and see if it's any good. Because honestly, I just don't have that interest right now of it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what we got. We got what we've been playing. So I guess you can start it off.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time this week, but I picked up Spelunky 2 a bit on the Switch just because I could grab it and play a little bit while my daughter was in bed or something like that. Just kind of going through. 2 is it's so similar yet so different from 1 in a lot of ways that it's odd because the first level that you're in is basically a reimagining of the first level from the Spelunky. It's kind of the underground mine stuff, but there's new enemies. There's these little gerbil creature things that bury down in the ground and pop out, and they're kind of crappy. I don't like them. I think a lot of people complain about them. Just the way they interact with you sucks. It's hard to kind of get a beat on them sometimes. But this first time I went through, I got through that area and into the second area, and then I died to this new trap that I didn't realize how it worked. There are traps in the world that shoot spikes out of the sides or different things out of the sides of them, and this one popped spikes out of the top, and I didn't realize that was going to happen, and I got impaled. Still, just as with Spelunky 1, I can't consistently get progress very far in that game. I don't know if it's my impatience or what, but it's just I know what I have to do, but it's it's a combination of dumb luck or unluck, whatever you call it, misfortune. And just me being oh, I'm going to do something stupid here. And then it's always this Rube Goldberg device of oh, I jumped down off a cliff that was too high, so that stunned me. But then on that level, there was also an enemy that attacked me. So I go from 3 hearts down to 0 instantly because it's just I bounce off this thing and then I hit this thing and then all of a sudden I'm dead. But I'm having a good time with that. I definitely want to get further into 2. I beat 1, but I haven't beaten 1 through the quote unquote true ending where you have to kind of do this whole item collection path to get to the final boss. But I've seen that stuff on like YouTube and whatnot. But this one, I've mostly stayed away from the end game stuff, and I know there's like some weird depth to it, and I want to see some of that stuff. I want to see it for myself. But I think it's like I told you when I was playing on the PC, like I think part of it might be me watching that stuff on YouTube and learning like the tactics, because otherwise I'm just going to keep failing at the early stages, not realizing that, you know, I'm just doing something wrong. But so far, still having a good time with that. I haven't had a chance to dig into it the way I thought I would once it came out on the Switch, especially because like so many other things came out right around the same time, and I'm still like, I need to get back to Psychonauts 2, and also now, you know, stuff coming out this week on Game Pass. I want to try that stuff out too, stuff you'll talk about, and it's just like, man, I wish there was more time, Dominic. I wish there was more time.
Yeah, there's never enough time.
Yeah.
All right, so what I've been playing, I played the normal games like Trails and Ace Attorney. Well, Ace Attorney, I did finish the main story, and that they made the last case, last trial, like 2 episodes. So that's why I felt like I was on the last episode, but I felt like I only played 4. I thought it was 5, and technically it is 5. It's just that that's how big it was. So that was good. There was a lot of twists. It connected everything you done from the first game till now. Like you learned all the secrets, so like everything that you questioned all came together in this final trial. And yeah, it was a good twist too. It was really suspenseful. Yeah, I really like this one. They really did a good job with this, that I wouldn't mind them doing another sequel in this setting in the past. It's done great. Like they really do great with the story, and the animation is pretty good. It's pretty good too. I kind of wish there was voice acting throughout. They put voice acting in certain segments, like basically where it's like a cutscene. But I wish there was get to a point where they could just have voice acting throughout. I mean, maybe the game doesn't sell that much, they can do it. I don't know. And it's just cheaper to do it this way. But I wish they did have that in the game. Excuse me. Also, what else? They there are extra missions. They have there, like little missions that you can do on the extra tab, the extra menu, and they're supposed to take place in between certain trials, certain cases that you've done already. And I don't know if it's just something you read or you can actually do something. I'm not sure. I have to go back and try that stuff. Maybe later, because I kind of want to play another game now. So maybe later on, I will try those out and see how they are. It's quite a few of them. So I was like, I think I'm pretty much done right now with this game. I want to kind of move on to something else. So the other game I played was Subliminal, which is a game on Game Pass. It is like a puzzle game where it's kind of reminds me of Portal. Like it's like a first person, you don't talk, but you're in some type of lab area or something. You know, somebody's doing a test with you. And because you can even see sometimes the walls around you, could tell like this isn't a real room. This is a room that they just built.
Okay.
So it's called Subliminal because like it's basically about optics, like how you see things in the world. Like you might see a block and like it's far away, but when you can pick it up, it's that size. So if you get close to it, it becomes a huge block. Like if you put it close to your face and then just drop it, the block is huge. So you have to use that help solve these puzzles. Like if you want to get up to a certain area, like you see a small block on the floor, but you got to put it, I might lift it up above my head. So like I'm seeing like right close to my eyes. So then when I let it go, it's like a humongous block I can jump on and jump on the top of to get to a ledge or something like that.
Oh, cool.
It's a lot of items that do that. Like maybe like a slope type of item or something like that. But it's a nice little puzzle game. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna come back to it or not. I was just trying it out. I recorded a video of me playing around with it. But it's on Game Pass to try it out. And I was like, okay, this is a nice game. I don't know when it came out. I don't know if it just came out or it's been out somewhere else and it just came on Game Pass.
Yeah, I think it's been out for a while. It seems like a cool game.
Okay. Has it been out on Xbox for a while or just been out somewhere else for a while?
I think I know it's been out on PC for a while. I'm not sure about Xbox. Yeah.
So another game I played was Sable. Just came out this week. And I played up to the point where I left off at the demo. That was out during last summer. So
gotcha.
I just played up to that point. And this game, because I played it through the streaming service, so it's through the Xbox Series X, and it looks so much better than it does on the base Xbox. Like it
just crisper.
It runs so much better. Like, yeah, and like the character itself is not. It looks like it's not 60 frames per second, but the world around it does. But it looks like it's definitely much smoother than what I played on the base Xbox.
Kind of like Into the Spider-Verse, where like the character is running at a different frame rate than everything else, right? That's how it felt in the demo.
But it's just that I don't know why this game can't be played like that on the base One X, because it doesn't seem like it's that powerful, but maybe it is. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that way though. It seemed like it could look that way on the base X. Anyway, what else have I played? So I got there to the point where I had the bike, and now I had to look for the parts of the bike. That's where I stopped at. I stopped when I got the glider. So now I'm at the part where I have to make my own bike. And see, I didn't do that in a demo. I don't know if because I stopped. I don't think I got to the end of that demo. That's the thing. I don't think I got into that demo.
Yeah. Because you gathered all the parts, but then I don't think you ever got your bike at the end of it.
Yeah. Okay. Correctly. Oh, okay. So yeah, because I didn't gather the parts. So yeah, I stopped at that point. Another game I played was let me see here. Tales of Arise, I should say. Tales of Arise. That's the new Tales game that's came out, the newest one, which has been getting some good reviews. I never really played a Tales game. I think I might have played a demo of one, but I don't remember. So this has voice acting in it. I mean, probably the other ones did too, but like I said, I never really played one. And the one I played, they didn't have voice acting. So I like that already. And it actually sounds good. The voice acting is actually pretty good. I'm still at the very beginning, so I was just testing this game out to see if it's something I like. And so far it is. I mean, it seems like a pretty good RPG. It's an action RPG. Like when you're fighting, it's not turn-based. It is, it's turn-based, but actually, no, it's not turn-based. It's not turn-based. It's like you control your character. Now, I don't know if when you get more characters, can you switch between characters and control them? Because right now, the computer is controlling what they do. I think you can set to what you want them to do, but right now I'm at the very beginning, so I think everything's kind of automatic now. It's just trying to teach you how to play. So you got different movements. You can use items, things of that nature, but everything's kind of free. So it's like I can just go up there and hit them, whack them, and stuff like that, like a Zelda, somewhat.
Yeah.
But it feels good. It hasn't been more than a week. So actually, I played this last week. I just forgot to mention it. So I can't really go into depth with it, but I'll be playing some more of it when I finish Trails of Cold Steel 2. Because that's the next game I'm going to be focusing on after that one. But what I played so far of it, I do like I want to play some more of this game. And the story seems like it's pretty good, that it's enticing, that I want to get into. So far, it doesn't feel too anime where it's like, it's out there. It could be. I'll probably find out later. But right now, it does feel great. And since I see a lot of great reviews for it, like high scores, I'm like, I gotta get this. I'm gonna give this a try. And so far, it seems pretty good. But so I'll be talking about that more in the future. The big thing I played, well, two big things I played, but one of them is I played Kena, the Bridge of Spirits, the new game, because it is on PC. And it's also on PS4 and PS5. Like, of course, I got the PC one, and it does run pretty good. I mean, I have to put on like medium settings. I think on high settings, and one's okay, but it's still some slow down. So I put on medium settings for most of the stuff, and it runs pretty good. And it still looks great. Like, it's a great looking game. The lighting, the visuals, it looks like an animated movie, kind of, you know, the way it looks, the character and everything. And it is almost Zelda-like, you know, it's like a action exploration type of game. I haven't seen no dungeons. I don't know if there are any dungeons. I don't know if it's that type of game, but it is a lot of roaming, like exploration. Like, you go out of places. I wish there was like a mini map though, so I can know where I'm at instead of keep hitting the select button to see my map. But like, it's a big area. Like, you can go. I mean, some places are closed off because you probably either need a key or you need something, you know, to unlock it. Just like in Zelda, like, hey, you get collect something to get later on. Because I know eventually you get a bow. I don't have a bow yet because I see some things I'm supposed to shoot, which I can't reach them right now. But the story, I still don't know. I think that's purposely done. I know you are a spirit guide. That's basically it. And I'm guessing you're trying to fix this forest because it has a lot of this. I don't know what they call it. There's some rot around, but the rot, see, it's not really rot because I thought that was a rot, but the rot is actually these creatures that destroy that rotten stuff. So I don't know why I chose that name for them, but whatever. This is cute little black creatures that you collect. You collect them throughout the game. Like, you'll have like right now I have almost 15 of them just following me, and you have certain abilities. Like, when you're fighting some creatures, you build up like this power that you can use them to attack the creature or stun them, for you can attack them. Then you have them to use abilities to destroy all this rotten stuff around the forest, to clear out the forest, clear out an area, makes it look all nice and green, and then it might open an area up for you. Also, they can move items for puzzles. Like, I have to move an item to a certain location to unlock a door or something like that. I can use them. So so they're basically the game. Like, they're part of the game. It's almost like I guess it's almost like a Pikmin kind of thing with them. So I don't see them die. So I don't know. I don't think they can die. I've never seen nothing attack them or anything. You can customize them. Like, there's a village where you can just go and excuse me, and you're able to customize them to wear certain hats because you can collect them throughout the game. Like, I was collecting hats for these things. I don't think they do anything except for just
make them look cuter.
Like having, what'd you say?
Make them look cuter.
Make them cuter. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, basically. I got like a mushroom head on some of them. So yeah, and then you're following these kids. Like, these kids, you're helping them find their brother. They look like little troll kids with green hair. And they said they're looking for their brother. And then I'm trying to find their brother. They're kind of following me too. They kind of disappeared and they reappear. So I'm guessing, hey, they're a spirit. There must be spirits. And then I see some visions sometimes of their brother. Like, this has something to do with mask also. Cause I put on this mask and I see some visions of like what the brother did or what happened to him. And also, you can put on a mask to kind of see where you're supposed to go. Like, the world becomes like in some type of shadow world. You kind of see this light says, hey, this is where you're supposed to, this is like your main objective here. And I guess it shows something else too, some secrets. I'm not sure because I haven't seen any secrets yet. All I've seen is like this big light telling me where's my next objective to go to. So I've started at the very beginning of the game. I fought maybe 1 or 2 bosses so far, and it can be tough. Because, I'm playing on the medium setting right now. And, like right now. But recently, I just put trainers on. I was like, I forget, I won't put the trainer on. Because I was tired of dying. Because the parry system the timing is like, I think that it's not enough room for the timing. Because I still have not figured out when to hit it. Like, I think I just get lucky when I parry against these enemies. Because now it's the same button as your shield. You get a bubble shield that blocks. and it goes down like as it gets stay in use, so you can't stay in a bubble forever. But that's the same as the parry system, and just that the timing just seems to not work well. Sometimes I don't know, I just keep missing it, and I've heard other people complain about it too. So the combat probably needs a little work. It's pretty simple though. I mean, you got a heavy attack and a light attack. You can upgrade your stuff, like you can level up and pick other attacks to use, like right now I got it where I can charge up and use like a slam attack. And I just got something with my little rots. They can now I got like where they can get into this spirit ball thing. It's only limited time where I can use it for puzzles to put out the rot, or I can use them to hit enemies. Like they can do slams and things of that nature. Like I'm kind of guiding them too with the left stick. So the right stick, not the left stick. I'm sorry, the right stick. So you kind of control them to like an enemy to beat it up and do something to it. So I think you can level up they can do other abilities also. So the game is so far, I'm enjoying it. Like it's an all right game. Like since I haven't really played like a Zelda like 3D game in a while, or any big like a game of this nature, kind of like the platforming games. You could climb like in Uncharted, really. Like okay. You can tell which kind of cliffs you can climb on because they got a little white thing on it instead of yellow. I think Uncharted is like yellow. You might get something. I don't know if you can get something you can glide or something. I'm not sure. Maybe you might get that later in the game. You got double jump. Yeah, but the game, it seems all right. I saw some pretty decent reviews for this game.
Yeah, it seems really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I wondered what it would be like. I wouldn't say this might be game of the year though. Maybe for some people, but it seems like a pretty good game. Like it seems like it's done very well for a studio. This is their first video game anyway. Mm-hmm. But what animated stuff have they done then? You said there was an anime studio. What animated stuff have they done?
I don't know. When I looked at their pages earlier, it was just some like real stuff. Like, oh, they did a Majora's Mask thing. I'm trying to think of their name now. Something Ember.
Ember Labs.
Yeah,
right?
Ember Labs, yeah. Let's see. They did a TV commercial. They did a Coke Chinese New Year's ad. They did an MLB and Majestic thing one year.
Oh, okay. So they done like, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
like whole
nothing
shows,
like feature film
things.
or anything like that, but a lot of like commercial work, things like that.
Okay, but that's cool. But I think this is huge. That this is their first big game, and for it to be this good a quality.
Yeah, it seems very cool.
All right, so what else we got here? I also played the Halo Infinite multiplayer test. I don't know if it's called a beta, honestly. I think it's a test, whatever. Mm-hmm. But so I got invited to that. You have to go to the Halo Insider. I think you can do it too, Dan.
Okay.
But I mean, it's about to be over. I mean, after today, I believe. So you go to Xbox Insider, then pick Halo Insider, and then it loads up the demo. So not the demo, but the test. So what they got now is that you can do the academy, which is kind of you just learning the game. Like you can test the weapons. They got like this mini game where you shoot the targets and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. And then you have it where you can just play with bots, like just you against bots, which that's what I played a lot of. Because I was like, yes, this is what I wanted forever in Halo, is to play against bots.
Yeah.
So it's like no time limit. You can just test any weapon you want. You can just practice so you can see how the weapons work, how the special items work. Because they got these special items. Like they got a grappling hook. Kind of reminds me of, Titanfall. But thing is, I still figure out what can I actually grapple. Because some places I think I can go up to, but you can't. Like, so I was like, I can't. I guess that's too high a point. Which it that kind of sucks because I'm thinking like, oh, I can get on top of here now because the guy's the grapple, and it's like, okay, so I can't get on top of there. So yeah, that's the only bad thing. I wish they would make it so that I wish they made the levels in a way that you know that you can't go up there. Because in Titanfall, you can go up to anywhere because they made the level that way so that the buildings that you see, you can go on top of.
Right. So
that's why I wish they would have done in Halo. So I know that, hey, in this area, I can't, you should have made, I don't know, make it like some type of ceiling or something. I don't know. Or make the buildings lower that you can go on top. And that's the highest point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, they got other ones. They got Overshield. They got, which that has been in other Halo games. It's just used differently. They got Overshield. They also got a shield where you can throw down to block people's shots. And I'm trying to think of another one. This one I don't understand. I don't know if it's a block or it's a special type of melee. Because you shoot out, I think it's a melee. It looked like you shoot out some spikes. So it was like a Wolverine kind of thing.
Oh.
I just never got able to use it. But the game on the base Xbox, I'm playing on the base Xbox, but I heard it's on all these systems of Xbox Series S and not Series S, Xbox X, One X, and Xbox One X. That the multiplayer is 30 frames per second, which I'm surprised, but I don't think it's 30 frames per second on the Series X though.
Yeah,
I didn't see that because I put it on but I typed it in 30 frames per second. I saw everybody say it's on the base Xbox. I was like, oh, on the base Xbox systems. So I was like, oh, so am I playing against Series X people who are playing 60 frames per second? Or are they making me play against just my guys? Or it doesn't matter that I'm playing 30 frames and they're playing 60 frames, which is weird. I ain't know nobody did that. I thought you had to play the kind of same frames.
Yeah, because that's weird. Because I looked it up, and there's also apparently an optional 120 frames per second mode in multiplayer on the series consoles. So it's like, yeah, don't those people have a competitive advantage?
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. But yeah, so I'm like, oh, because I was playing this, like, this is only 30 frames per second here. Being as though that the last Halo game was 60 frames. That was the first one to go 60 frames. I mean, except for obviously the collection, but they're 60 frames now. So everybody's playing 60 frames per second multiplayer. So I guess this game is too powerful for these consoles to play 60 frames, which I'm thinking like, well, you just have to tone down the graphics, I guess, to make it 60 frames. Because it's not really that big deal in multiplayer. But the stages that I played on, or the maps, I should say, they are more alive than they were in previous Halo games. Like I see chickens running around this one area, like you can shoot them. like it's like a bazaar. It's called, I think it is called bazaar. And like you see some chickens like running around, and I shot them, and I was like, oh, okay. And I think you see rats and stuff too in certain areas, and they're making noise and everything.
Oh, that's
so it's
cool.
like. Yeah, it's like the levels the maps aren't just, there, just stale. Like they're just maps. It's like they're alive.
That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's one of the problems with it. It can't do, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of other things you can do. You can also use a sensor where you can sense where your teammates are at. You can't see where the enemy's at. I think there is a power though if you collect that can show the enemy so that people can see them, kind of like a UAV, I guess, in Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has a sensor where they can see where the teammates are at, where items are at. So that's good. So you know, like, oh, there's an item here. Yeah, and where the items are, because now you can pick up always in Halo you can pick up regular guns, not just the power guns, but they have them like on walls, and there's a timer, and there's a timer, but I don't think you can see the timer for regular weapons. You only can see the timer for the power weapons. And you can just like pick them up, and think after a certain amount of time, they'll come. And like if it's red, somebody just picked it up. It's not going to be there in a while. Mm-hmm. If it turns kind of bluish, that means I guess it's about to come. So maybe if you want it, you might want to stay in that area or something like that. What are something else is different. Oh yeah, some of the weapons are different. So there was one of the power weapons is like a spike type of gun that you can shoot at people. There's also this laser gun which changes its verticality. Like you can shoot it horizontally, so it's like a wide spread, or you can make it vertical to make it like vertically spread. That can be an advantage. All depends where you're shooting at. And you can hit multiple guys. With that. So I thought that was a pretty good weapon. There's probably other ones I just haven't tried yet. Yeah, because there's quite a few you can try. Because you can try all of them out in the like the bot mode when you're just testing. Mm-hmm. And I like that practice mode. The practice mode with the bots, because you can make the bots different difficulties. You can also make it so that they don't hit you. Like they're just moving. Maybe you just want to practice like the movements.
Oh, that's cool.
I guess. And you can also make it so that, hey, you don't die, or infinite health or infinite ammo or something like that.
More games have those kind of options. That's neat.
Yeah. So I was like, oh goodness gracious, this is what I've been asking for since forever. Mm-hmm. Just to have this kind of menu there. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And what else could I do in the bot mode? That was cool. I mean, like I said, you can use any weapon. You can start with any weapon and things of that nature. And the bots seem to react pretty good. Now, the bots reacted better in my practice mode than they did when I play multiplayer. Now, multiplayer, well, I'll start with just regular multiplayer first. I mean, it's basically Halo. I was getting my ass killed. I killed a lot. So getting my ass kicked around. I think the most I ever got was like 5 kills in that mode. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, they just dominated me. But I mean, I still had fun with it. It was just, all I did was basic Slayer and capture the point. I didn't get to capture the flag to the ones I played because it's just random. I can't choose it. It's just a random match comes. Now they have a bot mode where it's a team of humans versus bots. And I played that. The bots seem like they're dumber in that mode than I played in my practice mode. Because it was just too easy. I mean, like at the most, bots would get like 3 kills like at one match, and I was 2 of them. I was 2 of the deaths, so I felt bad. Oh man. But other than that, yeah, it's like I played quite a few matches with the bots. I played regular Slayer and capture the point with the bots. Hopefully some people complain, or maybe they might have it in the final game where you could pick a difficulty. Like, hey, you want to play bots on this difficulty or that? Because I was playing on normal on my practice mode, and the bots seemed like they were tougher there. They seemed all right. I mean, I'm still winning because I'm better than them on that mode. But what it seemed like on the humans versus bots mode multiplayer, they seemed like they were a little easy. It was a little too easy. That's probably my only complaint. But I do like that they have that. They do have bot mode where I can just, hey, I don't feel like getting killed. I hate like I only could get like 2 kills or something like that, and I die like 15 times. I can finally just play this mode where it's, hey, it's a little even. Or maybe, well, now it's not really even. It's just one-sided still. But if the bot's a little bit harder, it'll be a little even. But yeah, I did enjoy it. The game. I'm just happy that by the time this game comes out, we're going to probably have the streaming service on the base Xbox, so I can probably play it at 60 frames per second on through the streaming service. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to it. Like, the features they have in here are pretty good. They do have some monetization, but they give you these credits. I think I don't know if there'll probably be credits in the final game too, but of course they give you some ton of money because this is just a demo, test, basically. Yeah. Test, yeah. But I saw something that said buy, so I wondered, can you use real money? I said, that's some fucked up shit. I hope it's something you can keep for the original game. But I see they do have monetization. They see things you can upgrade your character or get different shaders, for your armor and things of that nature. which I always hated that. I hated that, like, I gotta buy that or unlock that. It's like, come on, man. Give me the shaders at least, man. It's like, just give me, like, the items. They say they like just, like, collect items, but give me the shaders. All right, so that is it for what I've been playing. So I guess we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to the game. Oh, I'm sorry, the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. Now we're flashback into the last week of October. I'm just going to go through the last few days, since by the time we do a podcast next week, it will be October. Well, I said last week, October. Last week of September. It will be the beginning of October when we start the podcast next week. So I could just start with the, magazine covers or something, like what we do at the beginning of the month. So last week of September, we got Burnout Crash came out for the PlayStation Network. What is this?
Like
one? Is this like a special
one, right? I feel
players
like
drive into intersections, attempt to pile up.
Yeah.
It's possible. Oh, that's what it is? Okay.
Maybe it's not
this got rated
top down one. But
it got average reviews. It got like a 69. Well, it's on iOS too.
Okay, yeah, it's the top down one where it's basically kind of like a puzzle game. You're trying to create the biggest calamity. It was like, oh, we stopped making Burnout games, so here's your consolation Burnout game.
So I will say this though, it came out on PS3 and Xbox 360 on this week because everything comes out. Well, it used to come out on PS3 first because it was like a Tuesday, Wednesday thing with Xbox. So they got like a Metacritic score around like in the 60s for this game. iOS, it came out a year later. Well, not even a year later, April the next year. And it got 77. So they must have paid people to like the Apple game. Or maybe they could say, hey, this is better to play on a phone than a console. All right, so what else we got? We got Frogger 3D and 3DS. Now you can see the frog jump at you from the screen. Also, well, I won't talk. I'll say this the last because that's a big one. Also, we had F1 2011. It got some Formula One players or player on the front of it. I'm assuming. Also, we got the Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
Oh,
that is an oxymoron. Coming on the PSP. Innocent Sin, Daniel. What is an innocent sin? I guess premarital sex.
Yes,
absolutely. Would you consider innocent sin? Yes,
definitely.
Yeah, I'll say that. And disobeying your mother and father is an innocent sin. Yeah. All right. So what else we got here? We got Resident Evil 4 HD. Is out for the PS3, Xbox 360. This is another release of the million releases of the Resident Evil 4 franchise.
Finally getting to play that in HD.
Another innocent sin, sodomy. Another innocent sin. All right, so we got okay, I already said that one. We got 3D Classics Twin B, which I'm assuming is an old game. I don't know what that is though.
I'm gonna say you play as two
3D.
Bs.
I'm thinking of the company that used to do video games. The B company. What was it called? Its mascot was a bee. No, it was well, Double Fine is that, but no, it was an older one. It was back on the Nintendo days.
Oh,
okay, look at Twin
Hudson
B. Yeah, Hudson Soft. That's right. That's what I'm thinking of. But yes, Twin B is an old game that came out in 1985. Darn. So now you can finally play it in the 3DS now. All right. So what else we got here? What do you do? I guess you're a bee and you're flying around town stinging people.
It looks like it's just
actually
the shoot 'em
ship.
up guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not even a bee. I guess it is called that, like the ship a bee. They just false advertisement. It could have been you a bee. Yeah, I wanted a bee game where you sting people. But then you die, I guess. But you're a super bee.
You gotta want the wasp game.
But oh yeah, the wasp game. All right. Remember the mosquito game that came out years ago on a PS2?
Mr. Mosquito.
Yeah. All right. So what else we got here? We got Hector Badge of Carnage, Episode 3. That is a game that's like, I believe it was Telltale who published it. And it's one of those Telltale games, story, like point and click games, though.
Yeah, I was
point
always surprised you didn't get into that one.
I played the first one. I didn't beat it. I mean, it was all right. It's just that other games came out, man. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't just play it to get through the series.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams collection, for 3DS. So is this like Serena Williams pinball? What is this?
Yes, I'm sure.
The Williams sisters?
I'm sure.
The Williams sisters?
I think the Williams company, Dominic. Looks like it had like some big company? Ones like Funhouse and Black Knight in there. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's what the company's called? Oh,
Williams. Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were a big pinball company.
You said they were? They don't exist anymore? It look like they do.
Do they? I'm not sure. Because there's like
at least they sell. Oh,
there's like two big Williams, two big pinball companies now that are Stein. I forget that one.
Okay. It says pinball has an extensive place in popular culture for decades. Three companies: Bailey, Gottlieb, and Williams made the vast majority of pinball games. But all three companies have either gone out of business or stopped producing pinball games. Okay. Williams, for example, now makes slot machines.
They went where the money is. Stern is the one I was trying to think of.
Okay. All right. So we got Nuclear Dawn came out for the Windows and Mac. I'm guessing this is a strategy game. Nope. It's a shooter. Nope. Wait a minute. It's both.
It's the prequel to Nuclear Throne.
It is, because it's an RTS commander game, but I see like a first-person view. Oh, it's both. Yes.
I was going to say, I wonder if it's like the Tom Clancy thing. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. The reception, it got a Metacritic of 71, so it got okay. I wonder this is connected to Nuclear Throne. It says Nuclear Dawn, a post-apocalyptic first-person shooter, real-time strategy hybrid. The game originally announced for 2006. Didn't come out till 2011, I guess. It said, but in 2009 was revealed to have become a commercial project, still using Source, aimed for PCs and Mac. It was released in September 26, 2011. Darn, that's a long time, 2006. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. All right. So what else we got here? We got, I'm not going to say this. This is some JRPG. That, let me see what Google tells me how you pronounce this. Atelier Toturi?
That's something. Got it pretty good. Atelier Toturi. Alchemist
Atelier
of
Toturi. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Atelier Toturi. That's what the Google lady told me anyway.
Altair.
The Adventurer of Arlen.
Oh, Arlen, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a JRPG. What's the reception of it before I even want to talk about it? Oh, it got okay reviews. It got 74 on PS3 and 79 on Vita and Metacritic. So, and Famitsu gave it a 29 out of 40. Yeah, I guess that's good. Yeah, not getting 7.5. So what are you? It takes place 5 years after the previous game. And it begins with Totori in the fishing village of Alania, her hometown, and ends after 5 years pass. Totoria Hellman is Morona's student who is looking for her missing mother. After the events of the last game, Morona has been traveling across Arlen, teaching alchemy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's the game. All right, what else we got here? We got Brunswick Pro Bowling on 3DS. Now you see those pins just fall over the place in 3D.
Yeah, and flying on my face.
Child of Eden did come to the PS3. Now, was this part of the Move? Did they have Move stuff in here?
I feel like they did.
PS3, yes, it was. It was incorporated with the PlayStation Move.
Because I felt like I remember seeing the cover of that game with the Move logo on the front. Like, hey, use these controllers that don't get used anywhere else. Until VR comes out.
San Francisco came out for the Windows. FIFA 12 came out with 2 soccer players on the front. They got Manchester United's Wayne Rooney and the Arsenal's Jack Wilshere.
Which one of them is David Beckham?
Also, you got another Altair. Oh, that's the same thing. Why did I have this up there twice, Daniel?
I'm thinking because you wanted the rest of the stuff that's on here. Because that's what I was thinking too. But I think you want the Eco stuff.
All right. So, Eco, the Shadow Colossus collection came out for PS3. So, 2 great games that I'm told, even though I don't think they're that great. I
like Shadow of the Colossus a lot.
Yeah, I know you do, but I still don't think it's great. Pro Evolution Soccer 2012 came out, and who they got on the front of here? They got
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, yes. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Really?
On the front of it. Yeah.
That was the joke I was going to make about FIFA, and then you listed the names before I got to say Ronaldo.
I want to say that's him in the FIFA commercial I saw, but I don't know soccer players.
Yeah.
So
I just know the name Ronaldo.
I know Pele. All right. So what we got here? Resident Evil Code Veronica re-release came out for the PS3 and Xbox 360. This is one of the few Resident Evils I did want to play, but too chicken to. So I never did. What else I got here? Rune Factory Tides of Destiny came out for the PS3 and the Wii. This is like a JRPG.
Yeah, those are the ones that got spun off from whatchamacallit, right? Harvest Moon, I think. Isn't that the Rune Factory games?
Okay, it's known in Japan as PAL, Rune Factory Oceans, is a Wii game in the Rune Factory series. Well, let me pick Rune Factory. Rune Factory is a role-playing game series developed by Neverland, primarily for Nintendo. It's a spinoff of Harvest Moon, yes.
Yeah. Because, the Natsume guys who made Harvest Moon went on to make this, while the people who own the Harvest Moon name went on to make new Harvest Moon games that weren't as good as Rune Factory games.
Yeah, that's right. So this is just like a spinoff of Harvest Moon, but it's just mostly RPG, more RPG than.
Yeah, I think there's more adventure RPG elements to it than just growing your farm.
All right, so what else? What do I have here? Do I want to say this game? I guess so. Whatever. Sola to Robo, Red the Hunter. It looks like you're a fox. You're a furry with a sword.
This is the original furry side-scrolling thing, Dominic. Dust the Legion Tale. That's just a rip-off of this.
Set in a steampunk fantasy world of floating sky islands populated by anamorphic dogs. Oh, that's a dog. Oh, not a fox. I'm sorry. And cats. Dubbed Kainanu for the dog, Kaininu, and Felinko, I guess.
Yeah.
Respectively. The game focuses on canine freelance
I think they're so
adventurer
clever.
named Red Sovereign, Sovereign probably, who pilots a flying mecha on a seemingly ordinary task to fetch a stolen file. He encounters a mysterious young cat named LH. I don't know what that is supposed to say. And becomes involved in a series of events that reveal the hidden truth of the origin of his world and those who live in it. The origin of the world is some guy who likes furries, and that's why you were created. All right. So what else we got? We got Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Classic Trilogy. So I believe this is all the original ones that came out, 1, 2, 3. Well, was that Chaos Theory and
Pandora Tomorrow and regular Splinter Cell. Yeah, I liked all those games.
Any more to say to that?
They were good. No,
okay.
Chaos Theory is probably the best out of them. Pandora Tomorrow was all right, but not as innovative as the first one, and it was just kind of like an also ran it's more Splinter Cell.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got X-Men Destiny came out. This is the X-Men RPG that came out. It got mediocre reviews. Well, actually, a little maybe mediocre. The highest score I see is a
that
50.
One? Yeah, that's the one made by Silicon Knights that got pulled off the shelves, right?
It got pulled off the shelves.
Yeah, because it was part of the whole like them suing Epic thing where they were like, hey, you guys were working on Gears of War instead of helping the people who pay you to use Unreal Engine.
Yeah, this is a game I didn't touch because I saw the bad reviews for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really care. All right. What else we got here? We got The Binding of The Binding of Isaac was released on Windows.
Nice.
Was this the first original release of it? Yes, it was. So yes, this is the 10th year anniversary of Binding of Isaac. They didn't do nothing special for this.
They had a special. That, I forget what the latest.
Oh well, technically, it's not till 2 days from now. It's 28th. So maybe they will.
They have what is it called that came out this year? It was like fan added stuff that they published, I think.
Was it like Binding of Isaac pro-life
version? It is something gross like all these titles are.
Hey, pro-life ain't gross. I like life, Daniel.
Nah,
I don't care about you pro-death. You pro-death people could go to hell.
Don't worry, I'm going to.
All right, what else we got? We got Worms Ultimate Mayhem is out for the... Oh, I just clicked the button too fast. Windows and Xbox Live Arcade. So it's a Worms game, and it's Ultimate Mayhem. Yeah. What else we got here? A Game of Thrones Genesis. This is before I even knew what Game of Thrones was.
Is this related to the
video game
of Thrones?
It's related to the book. That's it, because the show wasn't out yet.
Gotcha.
It's the game adaptation of A Song of Fire and Ice.
Damn.
The game takes place over 1,000 years of the fictional history of Westeros. So before Westeros, before the events of the book, beginning with the arrival of the Rhinar led by the what's what they are? The Rhinar led by the warrior queen Demira. Yeah, because I don't know the name.
Yeah. Sounds right to me.
All right. So what we got here? We got Katamari Obora on iOS, Katamari game. You got Shadowgun on iOS, Shadowgun game. Wizorb. Not a wizard, it's a Wizorb.
I remember this being popular, but I never played it. Oh, it's made by Tribute, the guys that have done, what did they do? I think they're working on that Turtles game. No, they aren't.
They got
Mercenary Kings they did Flint Hook and
Victor Beats?
Oh, no, they are working on the Turtles game.
Wizorb, favorable reviews from critics, with Victor Beats Jacob Siegel listed it as one of the top independent video games of 2011. Oh, the guy who from Victor Beats. Okay. It got favorable reviews. I'm trying to see what it is. 81 on Metacritic. So what do? Wizorb is a cross between Breakout and role-playing game. What's Breakout?
It's the one where you bounce. It's like Pong, basically, like single-player Pong.
Oh, okay.
Where you're trying to break all the different blocks, bouncing the ball.
Yeah, it says you control a ball to help destroy the bricks and enemies. The RPG elements concern rebuilding the town, restoring its citizens and leadership, and fighting mini bosses within primary block breaking gameplay.
Seems kind of cool.
All right. Yeah. So that is it for 2011 for September. So we're done. So now we're going back.
Wait a second, Dominic. You forgot one.
Oh yeah, I did. Because I skipped it and then I forgot it. All right. So the big game that came out for the last, the 20th of September in 2011 was Gears of War 3, which I would say is the best Gears of War game out of all of them. It's the one I also played the most of. Mm-hmm. This really finished off the trilogy really well. It's done very well. It looked great. Like compared to the other two, I mean, you talk about like jungly areas and stuff like that. You know,
Dominic. It actually had color.
Yeah, exactly, and color and lighting and everything. And then you had new weapons. New/old weapons, because they're new, but they were technically old, like the old retro Lancer or something like that. And the that shotgun, the sawed-off shotgun. But yeah, and then you have the horde mode. They really build upon that to something even more, with you adding like base building stuff. Like you can build a turret, you can build a dummy where the locusts can go attack. And you could also upgrade it to the point where you have like a turret that's so really powerful that you can have the dummy actually move. I mean, it'll be the, I forgot what they call them, the soldiers, what we're called. But like they're robot, basically soldiers, and they can help you kill the enemy. And it was fun as hell. Me and my friends used to play that all the time. We used to play Horde mode all the fucking time. And they had so many maps because we got the pass, the game
season
pass, whatever. They gave you quite a few maps, maybe like 3 maps per go around, 4 or 3 maps per go around, with some new items to put on your characters and things of that nature too. And then they gave you also expansion with one of those with one of those season passes. Well, it's only one season pass, but like one of them, it was what was it called? It happened before the events of the original game, where you played like almost all new characters except for Ming. You had Ming on your team, the guy who died in the first game. And I forgot what the story was, but it was a good chunk. It was good. It was better than what the expansion was for 2. Even though that was good too at the time, where you played had Dom. Dom, and you chose how to. It was technically it was an expansion. It was edited. It was cut out, but they made it so you can buy it. So actually, it probably worked out better for them. But this one was like a real true expansion to like something that happened previously in Gears, which it was fun doing that because I think you control the Locust. I think it's like one of the first times in the game you actually control the Locust and you were attacking the Gears. Yeah, you were Rom. Yeah, that's right. It was called Rom's Shadow. That's what it was called. Rom's Shadow. Yeah. But this game was awesome. I mean, of course, Dom dying was sad. Even the ending, was sad. It's like you've been through all this hell, man, and it's finally over. At least you think it is. Until fucking Gears 4 want to say like, oh no, we got these new creatures called what were they called? Spawn? The Spawn, right? Or something? Or
maybe. I don't even remember.
I forgot. But they're just locusts. They're locusts.
100%. Not fooling anybody.
All right. So now we're going 20 years to September 2001. We got SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. I feel like I said this game before. I might have said it maybe because it was on the other site that had it, so it was just days difference. All right, what else we got here? We got Monster Rancher 3 for the PS2 came out. I remember this game because I kind of wanted it because I was like, man, I like the whole idea of Monster Rancher on the PlayStation cool that you put your CD. Yeah, you put I put a CD in there and you unlock a monster. Of course, it's like a Konami game. It'll be a Pacific monster. Or you can put a music CD and get a random monster that comes out or something like that. Or unless I don't know if do they recognize what the music CD is? Is it certain music CDs that were specific?
I think it was like if you put the same CD in there, like even if they're different copies, you would still get the same creature, but it wouldn't be like, here's the, Eminem creature, here's the corn creature or anything like that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that was cool. And also you had Phantasy Star Online version 2 for the Dreamcast. Now this is still Phantasy Star Online, just got some extra stuff to it. So I wouldn't consider this like the last big release on DC because technically it's been out. It came out in the January of that year. All right. Another big release came out. Silent Hill 2 came out for the PlayStation 2. And I actually did play a little bit of this game up to the part when it got dark. And then I stopped. It was just at the very beginning. Yeah. Because you start walking around, so scary shit happens. But then it started getting darker. You're holding a flashlight. And I was like, okay, fuck this shit. I ain't going no more. I forgot. How did I play this? I damn sure didn't buy it. I think my friend had this game. I think our friend or somebody I knew at school. And I asked to borrow it. And I played a little bit. And then I told him, I can't play no more. I said, I played enough. Also, Spy Hunter came out. The game. This is the revamp of the old 1983 arcade game. Like it was, they have better graphics and everything, made by Midway. This is not the one with The Rock.
Oh, okay.
Was supposed.
That's what I was looking to say. I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I think there was another Spy Hunter game that came out after this, and where they was said like The Rock, because he's going to be in the movie, Spy Hunter movie, and I don't think that ever happened. I don't think this is it. Nope, this isn't it. All right, so what else we got here? We got SpongeBob SquarePants Operation Krabby Patty. Came out for the Windows. You got some more SpongeBob games here.
So many SpongeBob games.
And you got an X-Men game, came out 20 years ago. X-Men Reign of Apocalypse came out for the Game Boy Advance.
Now we're talking.
Also, you got Bass Strike for the PlayStation 2. It's probably one of the first bass fishing games on the PS2. You also got Dexter's Laboratory, Disaster Strikes, which is probably Dee something like that, doing something wrong.
No, it's D's, not Dominic.
All right, and we also got Final Fight 1 is on the Game Boy Advance, and it's actually called Final Fight 1, which is often, it's just funny because it's supposed to just call Final Fight, right? If it's the first one. All right. Also, we have Kessen 2 came up PS2. This is the strategy game by the guys who did the Dynasty Warriors games, Koei, and this is just a sequel to that one. And here's another game, a big game that came out 20 years ago. Eco came up PS2 20 years ago, September 30th. And it's just funny because, the Eco collection, Eco Shadow Colossus collection came out 10 years after that. So that was in time for the 10th anniversary at that time. Yeah, 20 years ago. So this is a huge game. Like, I read magazines like giving this a non and saying how great this game is, but I looked at those screenshots, Daniel, and I was like, they cannot pay me to get this game. I was like, these screenshots are horrible, but they even said it in the article. They would say like, these screenshots don't give this game justice because of the lighting and stuff. It's hard to get a nice screenshot of it. I said, well, you should have got a better camera. Should have got back because I am looking at this game and like, yo, I can't play this game. And the guy at my school, he even said, no, man, this game is pretty good. Yeah. And I would tell him like, okay, I'll just have to take your word for it, man, but I'm not touching this game. And I haven't. I stood by that, Daniel. It's like I played a little bit of it when there was the HD collection on PS4. I think it was out. Either you had it because maybe it was like a Plus game or something. I don't know. I don't know if you bought it. I don't think you bought it, but I remember playing it PS4, or maybe was it PS3. I don't care. One of them I did play, and I played some of it. And I mean, it's all right, but it's not for me. It's not for me. I can see the appeal why people really liked it, though. I do see the appeal, even though I say those people are boring and like boring things. All right, so what have we got here? We got Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace for the Game Boy Advance. Got X-Men Mutant Academy 2.
That's the fighting game, right? Okay, yeah.
Yep, for the PlayStation. I played one of these. I don't remember which one. I don't know, it was Mutant Academy 1 or 2. I mean, I think I didn't hate it, but I also didn't really care enough to really have it. All right, so what else we got? We got this game called Lufia, The Legend Returns. That is an RPG of a Luffy.
Sounds familiar.
Play as a Luffy. A loofah or whatever. That thing that you used to scrub yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Monopoly Tycoon came out for the Windows. Come on, Daniel, get your name out of here. I can't even see what the hell it is. Okay, Windows.
What's my name? I didn't realize I had it selected still.
You also had NBA Shootout for 2002 for PlayStation, which I believe it was Stephon Marbury when he was on the Phoenix Suns. Also, you had Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, came out for Dreamcast. So there was another Dreamcast game that came out. This has got to be one of the last ones.
Stays alive, Dominic. We keep saying that every week.
I know, exactly. It's like, why don't you die already? Shit. All right. Formula 1, 2001 came out for the PlayStation 2, a Formula 1 game. and it had probably a driver on the front, or maybe a car. Maybe it was just a car. I don't know if they had anybody on the front of these. All right, and this is like, I believe this was EA. This is when EA Sport was still doing like every sport there was. Tetris Worlds came out for the Game Boy Advance. Is this the first version of Tetris Worlds, I want to say? Was there Tetris Worlds before this one?
I don't know. It's the one where they added T-spin and ruined everything. I feel like that was around that time. At least that's what the Tetris people say.
Jump Gate, the Reconstruction Initiative. I'm going to say this is a strategy game. I'm going to say that. I may be wrong. I want to
say it's about the time after the Civil War.
Oh.
But like somebody went back in time.
All right, you got the Doom collection came out. So this is before 3. So this has got to be like Doom 1, Doom 2, and what was the other Doom? Resurrection?
Doom 64.
I just made that up. I don't know. What was it called? What was that? Like, was it a Doom? Was there a Doom 1 thing or a Doom 2? I think both of them had something extra, but
it was like that Black Edition or something, wasn't there? I remember that as a kid.
I don't remember the official ones because I always saw a bunch of
mods,
mods. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the one with the spooky face on the front. I remember this version, but yeah. What is it? I can't see it. It's too small, Dominic. It's too small.
Put your bifocals on. Put your trifocals on.
So it had Ultimate Doom, Doom 2, Hell on Earth, and Final Doom. That's what it was. Final Doom.
Oh, Final Doom. Yes, Final Doom. Which is a lie. They lied to us.
Turns out more Dooms came out.
Yeah. I'm not going to say this. A lot of this I just copied and pasted because it was just so many games and I didn't feel like keep going back. All right, so I already said that game. NHL 2002 came out for PlayStation 2. There was a hockey player on front of it.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, I don't know which one. Real War came out for the Windows. This is about Real War.
The realist of
that's
wars.
what I'm going to assume. You got Rugrats Castle Capers.
Now we're talking.
For the Game Boy Advance. So why are they in a castle? They went on vacation or something?
Probably.
Like, yeah, okay. They did a tour of some castle or something like that. Silent Hill 2. Okay, I already said that game. Okay, my fault. Supercar Street Challenge came out for the PlayStation 2 and Windows.
That sounds like I would find it in a Walmart bin somewhere.
Yeah, it really does. You got the Ultimate Quake also came out. So Ultimate Quake came out the same day as Doom Collection?
That's just because they're repackaging that shit. Like, here you go.
Oh. So, okay. Weakest Link came out for Windows. That's based off the TV show. But the lady was saying, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye."
Yep.
Which it was trying to get that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire money.
They definitely
were. I watched it. I watched this like for a couple of weeks too. I mean, just like Millionaire. I think I watched it for a couple of weeks too. But then, enjoyable. I mean, I watched it, then I just stopped. I mean, it was pretty much done. All right, so 1942 came out. I think it's about the Great War. World War I.
I want to say that's like one of the top-down shooter things.
Probably is.
Like airplane combat game.
Yep. Civil War. I never use airplanes.
Yes.
All right. So it's Lego Racers 2 came out for PlayStation 2.
Okay.
I think it's just a racing game with Legos. So
yeah, pretty much.
They stole it. Forza stole it from Lego Racers. All right. NHL Hits 2002 came out. This is basically the Blitz version of NHL, which is just NHL. All right, so High Heat Major League Baseball 2002. I remember this. High Heat. What were they? Were they Acclaim? Was that Acclaim, I want to say?
Yeah. Midway? Acclaim? I don't know.
It was, darn it. Why is this small? It was 3DO.
3DO. Oh, wow. I forgot about 3DO entirely.
Was it always 3DO?
It sounds right now that I'm hearing it.
Yeah, it was always 3DO, I think. Yeah, darn. This is when, it was a good time to be in video games, man. Everybody's making games. I don't know how much you're getting paid back then though. One Piece Mansion. It is not based on the One Piece series.
Oh, not interested.
It is. I don't even know what it is based off of. Apparently, I see some cartoon kids up here in the front. Let me see what the hell this is. Yeah, it looks like a girl on the front or whatever. It's a strategy video game that's developed by Capcom. It is unrelated to the popular manga. The manga, I mean, which is One Piece.
Put that in there.
Yeah. People probably like, oh, I
Sorry,
get this.
This isn't the thing you're looking for.
The basic objective of One Piece Match is simple. Every resident in the player's mansion has a stress level, which is indicated by a small bar above their head. If this level gets too high, they will eventually move out of the mansion. Every resident affects the stress levels of the residents around them in both positive and negative ways. Each resident has a unique stress effect, some having negative to the left, positive to the right. The player's task is to arrange these so that all residents are happy. So almost like you're controlling a bunch of Sims in one place and trying to keep them happy. Okay. All right. So that is it for 20 years ago. So I got a couple games for 15 years ago, 1996. Well, actually one game, but then one big console came out. Persona was released 15 years ago in 1996 on the PlayStation. It was a offshoot of the Shimigami Tensei game that came, the few games that came out before it. Oh, and also the games, but it's actually like a series, I think, which is a book series or something, or a manga or something. I don't know, but it's something that wasn't just a video game. I know that.
Gotcha.
Or some writing, some Japanese writer or something had something to do with that. But yeah, it was an offshoot of that, and it became a cult classic after that, basically. Until now, it's gotten more than a cult classic now. It's gotten more popular.
Mm-hmm.
So that came out. And I remember reading about this game. I think this is the time when the kids were shooting themselves in the fucking head. And,
yeah, there was
and like going to the other world. I was like, what the fuck? That's when I really realized, the Japanese people are weird. They are weird. They are very suicidal. All right, so what else we got here? We got, the big one. The N64 was finally released in the U.S.
Oh, boy.
In 1996.
It's weird to think of it as like a thing that came out in September, because it always just felt like a Christmas thing to me. So I thought it came out like that.
Exactly. That's when I usually get consoles. New Year's can do things Christmas or my birthday. Yeah. So, yeah. Actual release dates of consoles mean nothing to me. They meant nothing to me. So yeah, this thing came out. Oh man, so happy. Say, oh man, I really wanted it. I was like, yep, I want this instead of a PlayStation at the time, which I did. It wasn't until Final Fantasy until I wanted a PlayStation. So yeah, the Mario 64. But that was just, man, that was the game changer right there. The game changer.
Yeah.
All right. So what else we got here? We got Dragon's Lair. Okay. 30 years ago. I'm sorry. So 30 years, 1991. Dragon's Lair Escape from
Singe, maybe?
Singe.
I'm guessing it's probably a dragon
Chasm?
or something.
Dragon? Is that the dragon? I thought he killed the dragon though in the first game.
I assume this was the first game.
It's gotta be. No, this is the second game.
Maybe it's his son.
So yeah, this is basically Dragon Lairs 2. And it came out for the dolls. This is the first time it came for.
There was a second one of those games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a second one. This is the first time it came for people at home, basically. Instead of like the arcades.
I don't have to pump quarters in to watch my guy die.
I got Dragon's Lair back when I was in elementary school. Because when it came on a CD-ROM. And because I always wanted it. Because I always said, man, this is a cartoon. And I want to play a cartoon. But then I realized you didn't really play it. You just kind of just press a button at the right time.
Yeah. The original QuickTime event.
Yeah, and it was horrible because I could have sworn I pressed the button a certain way and it was still making so I lost. And I think my dad ended up beating it. I watched him beat it. And I just got frustrated with it. It's like, man, this is a game. Like, I really wanted that game so bad too because of how it looked. I said, wow, the game really looks like a cartoon. And then I realized, oh, this is Dad said, this is an old game. This is an old game back in the 80s that I used to play. I said, games can't be like that in the old days. I was like, they couldn't make games look this good back in the 80s. What are you talking about? Then I realized they didn't. They just made a cartoon.
It's phony.
And then, yeah, and you just press a button and they'll go to a new scene. Basically, what scene you press the button to. And it was just random. Some things it's not even like a mistake on your part. It's just fucking random. Like you say, go this way. So okay. Then that way you die. That was just a way for you to cough up coins, basically.
Yep, exactly.
At the arcade.
I was gonna say, pay them those quarters.
And I'm sure probably this one's probably the same way. They didn't finally do Dragon's Lair. They did. They redid it on the PlayStation 2 and PC, where you control the character. Like they changed it. Like they still had the cutscenes, like the original arcade, but then they changed the game. They actually had real gameplay, and I think it got okay reviews of that. I never played it though. All right, so what else we got? We got Outrun. Arcade version was released. This is 35 years ago. And 1986, Outrun the arcade was released in Japan. So this is the first time Outrun ever came out. And this was the arcade game by Sega, which I've played a lot in arcades,
Yeah.
Like ever since. But yeah, I was like, darn, so 35 years ago, man.
Is that the one where you're in the red convertible and you're racing
Yes.
along? Okay.
All right. So that is it. And I crashed so many times in that red convertible. I think I stayed on the wall. Like then when I try to go to the middle of the street, I'll go to the other side of the wall. I always stay on the wall. I remember like playing with my sister, like when it'd be like the 4-player game in the arcade, it'd be me, my sister, my dad, or my brother or something. Well, of course I always come in last because I didn't know how to drive. And to this day, this is how I drive. I always drive. I always hit the side. I say, oh shit. I always hit the curve. It's like, whoa, let me go to the other side. Oh no, I'm going to the side. Yep. It's always fun. It's always fun driving when I'm on the road. It's always exciting. When I'm on the road, it's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. Everybody's excited. All right. So that is it for the flashback segment. So we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. I was about to say flashback segment. I'm sorry. We're back, and now we're going to do the gaming news. So what we got, man?
All right, Dominic. So we got the Disney Classic Games Collection. They had previously put this out with Aladdin and the Jungle Book and Lion King, but they're putting out a new version.
How about Jungle Book?
What's that?
I thought it was just with Aladdin and Lion King.
Yeah, they added the Jungle Book. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So in this one, they're adding the Jungle Book as well as the, I think, Super Nintendo version of Aladdin, because they previously had the Genesis version.
Yes.
So that's cool because they are very distinctly different games. They're also adding like Game Boy versions of the games as well as Game Gear versions of the games, which I think is neat. And
yes.
And all the features that you love of like classic retro games when they do them properly, of like rewind. And this even has, I don't know if it was in the original version, but a watch mode where you can watch the game be played and then just take over from there anytime you want. So you can basically start at any point in the game. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it seems really cool. So that is coming this fall for $30. But if you already own that old version, you can spend $10 and get an upgrade like DLC, which I think is nice because, sometimes these companies screw over people when they bought like the original version. It's like, hey, we got this better version out now. And yeah.
Yeah, they do. So yeah, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And now I wish they would bring some more of those classics. I mean, they already did the afternoon collection, which was pretty good. I hope maybe they can bring some more games because there's some more games out there that Disney games that I sure wouldn't mind getting my hands on, or other people wouldn't. This is a cool way of doing it, like adding these features to these games.
Yeah, definitely with these features, absolutely. Because we'll talk about that later with the Castlevania stuff. But all right, Dominic, we also got an update on Freedom Planet 2. Freedom Planet you liked a lot. That's like the Sonic-like.
I just looked at this game like 2 weeks ago, and now it's got an update now.
So they put out like a remixed version of the trailer that they had from 2019, but they adhered a release date to it. So now, release window, I guess I should say. So now we know it's coming in spring 2022. But that's cool.
It's about damn time.
Finally got an update. Yeah, exactly. Because it's been a while since we heard anything about it. But.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people are working on this game, honestly. So it could be just a few people. But yeah. I'm happy that this is still getting made.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that's cool. In some other news, we got Fall Guys. That game got a world record, a Guinness Book World Record for the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game, which is funny that that's even a record, but also that's pretty cool because, I mean, it was very popular. But at the same time, like Rocket League, it beat Rocket League. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And Among Us, it wasn't a PlayStation Plus game, but it's one of those type of games where it was really popular and multiplayer type of game that kind of almost took away some of the thunder of Fall Guys. Like Fall Guys absolutely. Had for a while, then Among Us came out within that same year later on and became like the big top game you see all the time. But Fall Guys is still being played by a lot of people. I mean, as much as you like probably don't see it like Among Us, like you see Among Us, it's out there. Like it's still getting updates and all that. It is still highly like you're not gonna have a problem finding the game. I can tell you that right now. And think about it, it's just on the PlayStation, and is it on PC too? Is it anywhere else?
On PC.
It's PC. Okay, it's on PC.
It's coming to Switch, but I don't think they have a release date for that yet.
Yeah, it's coming to Switch and it's coming to the Xbox at some point, but it's not out yet. So for it to be still that much many people playing it just on these, not on everything. It's not on everything. That's cool. It's not on phones. Well, Among Us is on phones, so they're gonna have a big install base for that game.
Absolutely.
And then it was free on phones at that. Yeah. Well, you have to pay for it on the Switch. And what was it? How much it cost on the Switch? $5?
Let's see.
Yeah, the PC version. Xbox, I mean, it's on Game Pass, so technically you don't have to pay for it. But
yeah, it's $5.
Okay, yeah. So I knew it wasn't a lot. It wasn't, because I'm about to say.
And you don't get ads, right? Because the phone version
you don't
have ads in it.
Yeah, you don't get ads. Yeah. All right. So what else we got, man?
All right, Dominic. We found out, and I keep forgetting this game had been announced, but Perfect Dark, the new version of that game that's being developed by The Initiative, that's also
I totally forgot about this game.
Yeah, because we haven't really heard anything about it. It was, last year when we first heard about it?
Was it? I thought it was this year.
Just at E3 this year, and
yeah,
the year feels like forever, even though it also has gone by extremely quickly.
Because so many games were announced. I forget some of these things. If you don't want to say nothing about them again, I forget. Unless it's something I really, really, was looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. But Crystal Dynamics is helping them out, which is funny because, that's cool because they did a great job with, Tomb Raider, but also, didn't they work on Avengers? Don't they have other things?
Yeah, they did a great job. They did a good job. That Spider-Man's coming.
Yeah, exactly. They don't get time to help out with other games. They got Spider-Man to make. He's supposed to be coming this fall, Dominic. He's on the roadmap now, so we'll see.
I know.
We'll see if that happens. In some other news, this one's kind of weird. There's a rumor going around now that Quantic Dream, the guys behind Beyond Two Souls and us talking about them earlier for alleged accusations of toxic workplaces, they have apparently penned a deal with Disney to make a Star Wars action game, which I can understand, having them do a Star Wars game, in their way. But why would you have them make an action game?
I've never seen them do an action game.
It just seems so weird because I could see them take that concept of quick-timey events with adventure style gameplay in even though I would wish they'll make
it better instead of me pressing. I still felt like in Detroit. Well, I didn't play enough of Detroit, but I wonder if it was still parts where you had to press like 5 buttons at a time. You had to put like all these fingers and then your penis on the pad so you can get the other button. There we go. We got it. I got all the all the buttons.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm curious if they can do a action game. You know, since we've never seen it. Will it be any good?
Yeah, we shall see. I'm just glad to see that they are, Disney is branching out and getting more developers working on that now that their stuff with EA is up or coming up soon. I can't remember because Ubisoft is supposed to be working on one too, right?
Am I supposed to be boycotting this game? I mean, this company?
You can be.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't think they.
Well, I'm supposed to be boycotting Ubisoft too. I'm supposed to boycott everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
I only could do indie studios.
Except Nintendo, Dominic, because we don't know about all those bodies in the closet.
Oh, yeah. And Nintendo's, yeah. But I tell you, it's probably more deaths. There's probably more deaths than anybody. I didn't hear anybody die in anywhere else, though, honestly.
But there's no evidence of it yet, Dominic, so I can play all the Nintendo games I want.
Yep, exactly. That's what people say. That's what you tell yourselves. I'm just saying, why don't you demand transparency?
I demand transparency in all aspects of the world, Dominic. All of them.
Not you. I mean, why those people don't demand it from Nintendo? So like we want to know how it's going on here. And it's like, no.
I definitely don't want to know how the Nintendo sausage is made, Dominic. I like that company way too much to want to know.
Made with a lot of graves.
A lot of blood, sweat, and more blood. Mostly blood. Yeah. Well, we'll get back to them in a second, Dominic. But for now, speaking of bad company practices, the SEC is now investigating Activision Blizzard. So we moved from California to the federal level.
I thought you were talking about... So it's not the SEC and college
the
football.
Basketball conference or whatever. Yeah.
The Southeastern Conference.
So Bobby Kotick has been subpoenaed, so we'll see how that goes. Get him up on the stand, see what he's got to say for himself. Yeah. I don't think anything comes of this for him. I think he's going to be fine after all this. He can come out looking,
just get them to force them to say, when are they going to
make another Crash?
Make game. Another, Crash
Spyro.
And Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
Get them to force it in Singularity. When they're going to make the Singularity sequel.
When are you guys going to stop turning everybody into a Call of Duty support team? Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, things aren't great at Activision Blizzard. But we will talk about what other games.
Prototype. Can Prototype come back?
Oh, man. No. Prototype has no chance of coming back. All right, Dominic. Did you see anything else before we get into this laundry list of Nintendo Direct news?
I think you can go ahead.
All right, Dominic. Let's talk about these games built off the backs of many graves. First up, we had Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. This is an expansion for Monster Hunter Rise. It seems like it's going to add some stuff. So if you're into Monster Hunter, you can check that out. That's coming out at some point. I think 2022 is what they put on there. They also had some expansion news for Mario Party Superstars. They're going to be adding some old boards. They're going to be remastering those, as well as adding a minigame only mode. And
I was very confused by this
October
news
29th.
because I thought there was a Mario Party already came out, but that was just like a best of collection, right?
Yeah, but that's what this is. It's just like an expansion to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
so you have to have that game
and stuff like that.
You have to have that game to get this.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. After that was Voice of Cards. This is a new card-based game coming from Yoko Taro, who is the creator of Nier. So I didn't get much from that, but there's a demo out now for it, and it's coming out, the full game, on October 28th. So that's relatively soon.
It's called Yoko Taro?
No, that's the creator of Nier and this game. Voice of Cards, the Isle of Dragon Rollers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. After that was Disco Elysium, the final cut. That is coming to the Switch. Digitally, it's coming out October 12th, and then physically, it's going to come out next year at some point. So they're still doing that, because it seems like a couple of games they have that happen, where it's like, oh, we're releasing digitally if you want it now, but eventually it's going to come out physically. It feels like, I wonder what the sales numbers are for the Switch. Like, how many people are buying digital versus physical copies of that stuff?
I don't know, because that's what I wondered too. Because I'm curious. Like, some of those games I look like I just buy digital, right? Because it's like, it's not a big game or anything. I mean, I don't usually buy physical copies anyway, but still, like, I would if I was a guy who get physical copies, I wouldn't get a physical copy of those indie games. I wouldn't care to. But no, I wonder how people do.
You gotta get your limited run with the strategy guide and all that other stuff. Yeah. I for me, it's just like, especially with the Switch, it's just such a portable thing. I would much rather have a library of games on my SD card than having to carry around a pack of, my little cartridges in a binder or whatever.
It's like carrying an SD card for your damn phone, I mean, it's like, why?
I've got several. This one has the pictures of my dog on it. This one has the pictures of my child. This one, you gotta swap them out. All right, Dominic. After that was some more DLC news. I believe this is the final part of the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity Season Pass DLC. This is new story scenes, as well as apparently it closes the game's alternate storyline. I'm not sure what that means. I assume there's a storyline and it closes it. And also you get new characters. And that's coming out October 29th as well.
Yeah, I saw that one. It looks like it's two characters in one.
There was like that weird lab guy. Yeah, the inventor guy. Yeah.
I guess you see her when she's an old lady, right? The woman.
I think so. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, because this is supposed to be the past.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Yeah. So we got more of that. After that was Chocobo Racing or Chocobo GP. Better than Mario Kart is what I said. What's that?
It's called Chocobo.
Yeah, I think I'm wrong. I don't know why I always called it that.
And Chocobo, he's got skates. I thought that thing just ran. I thought it just ran on his feet.
Considering the fact that like they're famous for racing on their feet, that you would. But yes, I guess.
Or get in the car just like everybody else.
What's that?
I guess get in the car like everybody else. You got like hand wings. I mean, it could be fingers.
He's the only one that has to be on his feet. Everybody else is little mages driving around in a car. That's not fair.
Yeah. And it should be, like I said, like some of the characters are characters you've seen in other games, but it should be a lot more from previous Final Fantasy games. Like, it really should be a lot more characters. Like, it should just be the go-kart version of Final Fantasy, Square Enix, basically. Like Final Fantasy universe. Well, the Final Fantasy universe anyway.
Give me Sora, give me Cloud, give me Squall, give me Tifa, Barrett, everybody.
Tidus.
Yep. Sephiroth.
And Lady Cloud from 13.
Lady Cloud. Lightning.
And that guy from and the guy with the fro.
Oh yeah. See the one with the chocobo in his hair?
The chocobo in his hair.
Yep. That would just be cheating. All right, Dominic. After that, we got a sort of announcement, an announcement for an announcement. There's going to be a Super Smash Brothers reveal for the final character of the current season pass coming on October 5th.
I wanted them to disappoint me now. I was ready. I was so ready. I was like, yes, announce it. Announce sucky ass character or something.
It's got to be Goku, Dominic. It's got to be Goku.
No, announce another Fire Emblem character. That's what I want. Oh my
god! Could you imagine? The internet will burn to the ground.
And it better be a sword. Next character needs to have a sword. Just period.
Oh,
I don't care. It could be Crash. It was Crash. He has a sword. He has a sword.
That would be great. Actually, one of his play modes has a sword. All right, Dominic. After that was one of the big ones, but I think this was spoiled a little bit before the Nintendo Direct, actually. But Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is a full 3D Kirby game. We're talking like Mario Odyssey Kirby here, Dominic.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's coming out spring 2022. So we might not have Mario Odyssey 2 yet, but we got something that looks like could be just as fun. So that's looking pretty good. I think this is like one of the first times we're seeing Kirby in 3D also. So that's very cool. After that was another announcement for an announcement. This time a Animal Crossing announcement that they're going to be doing a Animal Crossing Direct in sometime in October as well. So we'll have more Nintendo news coming in October, Dominic. After that was more DLC stuff. We got Koopa Troopa and Ninja as new characters in Mario Golf. And we're also getting 2 new courses, and that stuff is out now, so that's pretty cool. More free DLC for Mario Golf. I'm not against that. Got to get back into that game at some point.
Yeah.
After that was Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition. That's coming out to the Switch, and that's an updated version of the 3DS game by that name. So I'm not really familiar with that one.
Is that the... Okay. I think I've seen that one because I usually get it confused with the Connect game, but I remember them doing this, and it was like I used to call like the Mii's. Mii's were, and it wasn't really Mii's, but it's their version of a Mii, like a character. You probably like little humans or something like that, but cartoon.
They look
humans.
like Mii's because I thought this was just a Miitopia expansion at first.
Yeah, exactly. And they had this game out before, because it came out around the same time as the Magic Kingdom, Disney
the Connect one
of Disneyland Adventure that came on Connect. Yeah, it came out around the same time.
Gotcha. That makes sense. All right, Dominic. After that was Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. That is coming to the Nintendo Switch on November 11th. Now, this is not the remastered one that just got announced for the PS5. This is the old blocky version, but that's cool if you want to go back and play that.
Technically, it is remastered. Now, the other was a remake.
Oh, right, because it is, it's got HD graphics now.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. Like, I always forget that game came out on the Xbox, like the original Xbox.
Yep, the original. That was jelly. I was so jelly because they come on PlayStation. I was like, why would I do this? Why would you come on this console?
Exactly. Why couldn't you come out on the GameCube?
GameCube.
Be 7 discs or something like that. All right, Dominic, after that was the announcement that Dying Light 2 is coming to the Nintendo Switch via the cloud system that they've been doing with some of those more powerful next-gen games. So that's cool. And Dying Light, the Platinum Edition, is coming in non-cloud form to the Switch on October 19th. So you can get all your Dying Light action in on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah. They showed some more of the Project Triangle strategy game. That's the RTS, not real time.
That is crazy. So Dying Light
game.
It's stream. You say it's streaming, right?
Yeah, 2 is.
Yeah. Well, 2 and 1 is it?
1 isn't. But you got to remember that was a 360 game.
Oh, was it?
No.
Nah.
Dying Light was an Xbox One game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is a little surprising then. It's going to be, I mean, they've got Doom running natively on the Switch. It's just going to look muddy.
Yeah, I guess.
It'll be fine.
I hope they have a stream. They should have a streaming option.
That's why we just need them to partner with Xbox, Dominic. We just need to be able to stream all our games to the Switch. Microsoft just needs to buy Nintendo. I don't. Well,
Microsoft doesn't stream all the games either. Technically.
Yeah,
it's still a limited library. I mean, it's a big library, but still limited.
Yeah. I blame game publishers, Dominic. All right. After that,
is that touchdown? Fuck!
Who are you watching?
The Washington team playing against the Bills. The Bills got a touchdown.
Ugh, rough. But yeah,
Bills
Triangle Strategy is coming out March 4th.
OJ supporters.
Oh, jeez.
All those OJ supporters.
How'd you see my jersey, Dominic? All right. After Triangle Strategy was some more Metroid Dread. Not much to say there. That comes out in like 2 weeks. I'm very excited.
Are you getting it?
Yes. Yeah, I'll definitely get it. Whether I
did you pre-order?
No,
it?
I will play it. I haven't actually. I was looking when I was looking at the other stuff on the eShop. I was like, should I pre-order it?
Is there anything special?
No.
Yeah, is there anything special?
Not unless I get it from like Best Buy or something. So.
Yeah, because why else do you pre-order games? Especially you get digital. I mean, even though I've learned from the history that games don't sell out either. Physical games do not sell out. Don't ever listen.
Mostly,
don't ever listen to anybody. Anybody who tells you that, you tell them to go fuck themselves. It's like, because you're lying to me. You're lying to me. He said, you're lying.
Unless it's some weird like niche thing that they're only printing like 2 copies of. I
mean, and unless it's like a special edition or something. Yeah. But other than that, because I remember them telling me on Madden, like I don't think there was a special edition Madden at the time on PlayStation 2, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't get that game. So you going to pre-order? I said, why? You get something? He said, no, but we only got limited copies. So, oh, okay, I'll do that. I'll wait for this long line to get my game. It had a ton of copies. Like
I was going to say, Dominic, we worked at Target during Madden releases. We know how many copies of Madden come
through. But this is like when I was in high school. And then my friend got it, I think, like the next day when I got it or something. Mm-hmm. Or either the same day he went and just picked it up. And that's why I said, that was the only time I pre-order a game like that. Like other games I pre-order is because of you get a bonus. You get a bonus or something with it. That's the only reason.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I missed my opportunity, if I even ever had an opportunity to get the limited edition, like physical copy of that, which comes with some cool stuff. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I need less physical things in my world, Dominic. Need less junk to clutter my life.
No, you're going to have a whole bunch of toys, man, because you got a kid, so you need to.
Exactly.
You got to get to me physical
She's
things.
got toys. I don't need more toys. All right, Dominic, after that, this was kind of the big news. There have been rumors recently that like Game Boy games were coming to the Nintendo online service, but they announced the Nintendo 64 stuff, and this is the real surprise, Sega Genesis stuff.
Yes.
Now, the thing about this, Dominic, is that it's going to cost more money in addition to the current subscription. Like, it's going to be a more expensive subscription, but they did not tell us how much that subscription was.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Because, like, I
feel like it should be easy to say it.
Yeah.
That should be easy to say. Y'all still deciding, you guys, should we fuck them over? Because they still give us money.
How much can we get out of it? I bet what it was like, let's see the reaction to the Genesis stuff. Like, can we milk some extra dollars out of this because people are excited to play Genesis? They will pay for it.
They are sheep. They're sheeple.
I mean, they open this news with Ocarina of Time for a reason, Dominic. Like, that's going to sell people, even though they can play it a million other places.
Interception!
Very nice. Against
you. Not for my team. This is for the whatchamacallit, the Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
And Kansas City threw an interception.
Rough.
Yeah, come on, Mahomes. I don't think it was his fault though. I think it bounced off the guy.
That sucks.
Yep.
All right, so the Nintendo 64 games that they're going to have on the service are Super Mario 64, which explains why that whole thing was limited last year, which is still so stupid. And then you have Mario Kart 64, Mario Tennis, cool, Dr. Mario 64, Yoshi's Story, Star Fox 64, Ocarina of Time, Sin and Punishment, and Win Back, which is the original Gears of War, Dominic, the original cover shooter, Win Back. That's the only reason I even know why that game exists.
I forgot about that damn game.
Yeah. And they're going to have like online multiplayer. So like Star Fox 64, you can play 4-player online, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. I wish it was like, I know it's just going to be private though, but but I mean, it's still cool that you have that option. I wish it was like matchmaking.
Mm-hmm. And then for the Genesis,
just asking for too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is Nintendo after all, Dominic.
Yeah.
Genesis, they've got 14 titles, some of which include Sonic 2, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe, Shinobi 3, Rystar. Final Fantasy.
And they have Sonic 1 because they said, no, we want you to still buy that overpriced one we got in the eShop.
Exactly.
Which I'm surprised. Well, I'm not really surprised about N64 Mario because they technically don't sell that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I am mad because I think it still looks the same. And that means y'all didn't do anything to the special edition where y'all could have done something.
Yep. I really wish they would have.
Yeah, y'all cheap bastards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I'm happy, but I'm pissed off at the same time. It's like y'all just so y'all could do so much more.
Yeah,
could do so much more.
Just look at the Disney collection.
Yeah,
add rewinds in there, save states, stuff like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, technically this stuff does because they're just like
the other
ones.
Do have rewind in there built in. I guess, don't they?
I was just talking about for the physical copy you bought though. I was just talking about that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, they should have done a lot of things like make the camera
a lot of shit. God damn. All they gave you was the soundtrack?
Pretty much, yeah.
And I still understand why people listen to soundtrack in the game where you could get the freaking audio and something like that, MP3. That's would have been better. Yeah, why y'all just give people got Spotify, so why don't you just give us something like that? I mean, like or like a CD or something, or or digital, like a digital code. Say, hey, you could get it on your
add it to iTunes or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Dominic, along with that announcement, following the trend of the Super NES and the NES and the Super Nintendo ones, they're doing controllers for these as well. They're doing a Nintendo 64 controller and a 3-button for America Genesis controller. The 6-button is happening in Japan. That kind of sucks. Why not just give us that too? But it's going to be $50 a piece, and that just seems like way too much.
Yes, that is way too much. But back to that 6-button controller. Yes. Why is that just in Japan? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Because Japan is the only one that took advantage of 6 buttons.
No, it's not.
I know.
Everybody I knew had 6 buttons. I was the only one who was still with the 3-button. Because everybody else got their Genesis later than me. I did. They got the version 2 or 3 of it. And I actually had the version 1.
Because they want you to be able to be nostalgic, Dominic. They don't care about those other people. It's about you.
Why didn't kids give us a Wave Bird? If I'm going to pay $50, give me the Wave Bird.
Yeah.
Oh, the Wave Bird, that's a GameCube. My fault. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, they're basically giving you the Wave Bird equivalent, but that's what I was asking you. I wonder if they have Rumble in there and memory packs.
Technically, the Wave Bird didn't have Rumble.
Yeah, it sucked, but also it was
the technology wasn't there yet. It wasn't there yet.
It would have ate batteries. That's why.
Yeah,
decimated those things.
For me, it's like I don't care about having. This is definitely no nostalgia, but I would never. I would probably buy it just to have it on my shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I wouldn't even care if you fucking play with those damn things.
No.
We evolved to not play those things anymore.
Yes, I can use an Xbox 360 controller.
Yeah. We used to have 3 hands then, but now we don't.
All right, Dominic. After that, they showed off the Shadowrun trilogy that's coming to the Nintendo Switch.
That's pretty good that they actually doing that. That also means it's coming to PC, I know, or unless it's already out.
I think you can already get that on the PC. I mean, you can obviously get all those games
individually. Yeah. But I wonder, is it some enhancement to it?
They got to do something at least, because the text in that game, I could imagine being impossible to read. Oh, the same with Disco Elysium.
That one
is just so small and other stuff.
That's another game I need to play. That's reminded me that I need to play that game. I want to play that game.
Yeah. One of these days, Dominic will have all the time in the world.
Come on, Saints. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of games, I want to play Castlevania Advance Collection, all 3 of the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games, Circle of the Moon, and the other ones that I can't think of the names of and did not write down here. But also they're adding Dracula X as part of this collection as well. So nice. I very much want to pick that up, but I know I'm not going to play it immediately, so I'm like, I'll see if it maybe goes on sale at some point.
Wait till you... I mean, it's only $20. It's only $20. Okay.
Yeah, it's only $20, which was I was like, that's $5 per game. That's worth it.
I mean, it could be $15 though. The sale. But anyway, I think it's on PC also. So I was like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's on everything.
But having those rewind features and stuff in there like that, save states. I mean, I don't know if it's save states. I know it's rewind. Save states too?
I'm not sure. Because I didn't even realize it had the rewind, and then you told me rewind. I was like, oh, man, that's awesome.
So, yes, I wish more games would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, even new games.
Even modern
the newer
games.
Yep. Yeah, but modern games do that too.
Yeah, accessibility features.
Rewind.
Like, everybody's talking about the accessibility.
I mean, rewind is for the newer games, I think it's probably a lot harder to do. But
maybe.
Yeah. But, well, for the indie games, it shouldn't be, I guess. Like those... like indie games that look like 16-bit games.
Stop being so reductive, Dominic. How dare you? All right. After that one, they showed off ActRaiser Renaissance HD. This is a remaster remake of the original ActRaiser game that came on the Genesis. Are you familiar with ActRaiser at all?
Not at all.
I feel like we talked about it before.
I mean, I think I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it was.
That you hadn't played it. It's kind of like a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but also has like civilization building stuff as well. It's a weird like mix of genres, but that's cool that they're revisiting that. Doesn't feel like that's like one of those games that people hold up.
Was it always like that way?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very innovative back in the day. All right.
I mean, I'm just surprised I haven't heard more about that.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. I think it was like Giant Bomb where I heard people start talking about ActRaiser a lot more when they started playing that a little bit. All right, Dominic, after that is Deltarune Chapter 2. That's out now on the Switch. That is from the same guy who made Undertale. And he had previously released Deltarune Chapter 1 as a free thing. Never got around to playing that because I never got around to beating Undertale. And I don't think they're like sequels or anything, but I think they're like kind of tangentially related. So that's cool. And then Dominic, big news that Miyamoto was there. And I was like, wow, are they really going to do like Mario Odyssey 2 or something? Like kind of has been rumored. Is he going to show off Zelda? What's going to happen? I mean, I feel like he's not the Zelda guy anymore, right? Like I don't see him and go, oh, he's going to give me Zelda news.
I don't know. I still see him with that shield and sword.
That's what I was literally imagining that as I was talking about how he's the Mario guy. But yeah, he had news
Pikmin 4.
about the Mario
He announced
movie.
Pikmin 4, right? Oh, Mario
What's
movie.
that?
No. I was saying he came out for Pikmin 4, right?
Oh, yeah. No, Mario movie stuff. So that's still
Mario
in
movie.
production. It's being made by the Minions guys. But they had casting announcements, and the first one that they showed off was Mario, and he's being played by Chris Pratt. And just like all the reaction I've seen from the internet is just like, why is this a thing? Some of the others. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, okay.
I was saying that for me is this, that I always said, like, as a kid, I thought it was pretty cool seeing big actors talk in Toy Story. That's the first time I ever known for when I saw big actors talk for characters. Other times it was just like one actor, and then there was a whole lot of people who you don't know their faces because they're usually just voice actors. But like you have Robin Williams, but you have a whole bunch of other voice actors, and you have like this, like another actor, but a whole bunch of in the Disney movies. But they sold without big names. I don't know when it got to a point where they felt like they had to do that.
Yeah,
and I think, for me personally, I think it's an underlying contract thing with actors. Personally, because for every movie to feel like they have to get a known actor is very weird to me. I feel like you don't.
No,
these kids don't know who the fuck you are.
Movie, like a Mario movie, kids are going to go see.
Himself. He himself is the thing. That's the big thing. He's bigger than any of those actors people see.
He's
or
the star.
talk to. Yeah, he is the star. It don't matter who's talking for him. I mean, unless it sounds good, but. It ain't the actor. He's the star.
And I'm just wondering, like, is Chris Pratt gonna put on a voice? Like, what is this Mario gonna sound
do
like?
a stereotypical Italian guy, a stereotypical Italian plumber. But no, I have no idea.
Over here.
Is he a New York plumber? What is he? Or is he Italian like meatball, like spicy meatball, so whatever. But
it's evolving very quickly now.
But I don't know. What's he gonna do? I mean, I'm not like I'm just saying, like, this is the whole star thing. Like, they had to go a bunch of stars talk for these guys. Like, you didn't have to. That could have saved some money. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's like this is a contract thing with actors. I think, like, in movies,
gotta keep voice actors down, Dominic.
It's like we get there's a limited amount of voice actors out there. Because shucks, even in television shows now, I'm seeing like people I know. And they're not voice actors, really. They're just regular actors, but they're doing voice acting in these cartoons on like TV shows. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I said, okay. I mean, hey, we all need jobs, I guess. But I'm like, I mean, I don't know. Then I'm thinking, like, what's the other voice actors doing?
Exactly.
What they doing then?
They're doing support characters just like Charles Martinet's going to do in this movie. Like all those years that he worked being Mario, now he's just going to be like plumber number 3 or something in the background of one scene or something. Yeah, but this, you know, in addition to Chris Pratt, it's this whole thing is like star cast celebrities. You got Anya Taylor-Joy, who's the woman from Queen's Gambit and the New Mutants. She's playing Princess Peach. You got Charlie Day from Always Sunny. He's going to be Luigi. Seth Rogen is going to be Donkey Kong. Jack Black's going to be Bowser. Keegan-Michael Key is going to be Toad. Like, do you really need? Do you need
Orlando Bloom? Orlando Bloom is Link.
Is he okay? That's the sequel, Dominic. That's when they get into like Mario Karting and they do the crossovers. Yeah, but it's just like, it's ridiculous how many people they have for this. Like, you really couldn't get an unknown person to play Toad. Like, how big a role is Toad going to play in this movie? Just seems crazy.
I mean, it is a selling point to say actors, but I always want to know, how much of a selling point do you really, like, I really want to just see like I wish there was like a way you can do a contest. Like, you could see a world where it was all unknown people talk for these guys and look at sales, and they put the known actors in and they advertise it and look at sales. I wish you could see like, what was the difference in sales with that? Like, especially some kids movies. I just feel like
exactly. That's what I was just thinking. Like,
it's so
this
pointless.
is a kids movie.
Yeah.
Or like Minions even, but I was thinking about Minions, and even then it was like they were selling Sandra Bullock as the enemy.
Yeah. I mean, Steve Carell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was that Minions movie, but the Minions.
Despicable Me guy.
Despicable Me. And I always feel like, look, when who was watching it? I guess my nephew was young and the first one was out anyway. He didn't fucking know who Steve Carell was.
Yeah.
Probably still don't. He's 20-something. You probably still don't. I don't know if he watched anything with that man.
Better have watched The Office by now. He's 20. Get to it. All right, Dominic. All right. After that was some Splatoon 3 stuff. It looks like single player story mode stuff. There's a lot of weird furry octopus tentacles. This was some weird stuff, Dominic.
Okay, so I did not see this whole trailer. I saw some of it, and then I was doing other things. I thought I saw enough, and then I heard some things about that, and I don't know if I want to see that. Sounds disturbing.
Yeah, there's some weird furriness, but that's coming out 2022. So
mammals. Somebody said so. Mammals are still have come back or something. Someone said.
Yeah, because they said it like Return of the Mammalians or something like that. I don't know if that's what they're calling the story mode or what, but
the Mammalians. Oh my god.
Yep. So they're coming back, Dominic. And then to close,
I just don't want to see a whole bunch of that furry stuff in the goddamn lobby room where people can put down. There's always something about furries, man, in there, and it gets me thinking that are these people really furries or that's just a meme kind of thing. Because I can't believe that's so many furries out there.
I don't know. I think the crossover audience between Splatoon and furries, I think it's probably pretty high, Dominic. It's like if you draw a Venn diagram, it's probably like 2 circles and then you on the edge.
Because they're kids. Because I don't know whose kids, adults. And then if it's adults, it's like kids play this game. And then it's like, kids, oh God, this is gross. I need to just turn this shit
nope,
off.
Kids are furries now, Dominic. Kids
yeah.
are totally into the furries. All right. So then we got the end of the show, Dominic. The one last thing, and it's Bayonetta 3, Dominic. It's back. It's coming 2022.
Look, sexy enough. She got long hair again.
Yes, she does.
They heard my complaints. They don't let her cut that hair.
Yes. But they give you a short-haired person that they tease with a sword. I don't know who that is.
The thing is, you can see from the game, I mean, graphically it's fine, but you can see the difference between that and like Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing is like getting this exclusive to the Switch is like it's limiting it in so many ways. And I can't help but wonder, because you and I have talked about it, but like it sounds like the Switch like piracy scene is or emulation scene, I guess I should say, is getting kind of big. I can't help but think that we're going to be seeing a much better, smoother running Bayonetta 3 on the PC than we will on the Nintendo Switch. And that's just sad.
And new mods.
And God, I didn't even think about that aspect.
I cannot wait for that.
Might be time to revisit the original game, Dominic. See what's on Nexus mods for you.
Oh yeah, I gotta see Nexus. Yeah, I never did.
I'm sorry I gave you that idea now. So what did you think of this Nintendo Direct overall? Pretty good? Pretty solid?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It gives a good indication of 2022. Like, people were pretty down on this year.
Yeah.
And maybe even last year.
Which is funny because they were teasing it as like, these are the games we have coming this fall. And then it's more like DLC stuff and stuff for next year.
And like last year was pretty down, but 2022 looks like it's like we're coming back.
Yeah.
We're coming back. And hey, this is not even a new console. No new Nintendo console, and we got some exciting games for you.
Yep. But we do have a new screen to sell you. Let's get this OLED version. Look at Kirby in HDR or whatever. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, the Kirby one I'm really excited for because I do want another. Touchdown! That's nice. Yeah, I do want another 3D platformer, Nintendo platformer to play. I'm looking forward to that one.
Definitely. Yeah, things are looking up, Dominic. Things are looking up. More games that neither of us will have time to play. It's too many games, Dominic. Too many games. Not enough time.
I stop playing my old games, but I can't help it.
See, that's the problem. Is like
I'm too old.
Even like Castlevania, I'm like, that's an old game. I've played at least most of those games.
But it's better than some of the games that's out now. So that's what you tell yourself.
Yeah, it's just about nostalgia. Taking it back to the Game Boy game.
See, I didn't play all those
Castlevania,
games.
Like Circle of the Moon. I'm like, I had the worm light that I had to use because Game Boy didn't have a friggin' light at that point.
Light, yeah.
God.
Oh, come on. Oh, what the fuck? No, he fumbled it.
Oh no.
Damn.
He's sounding real bad.
He was moving and jiving, man. He was booking and jiving, man. Then he fumbled the fucking ball.
Gotta hold on tight. All right, Dominic, you ready for new releases?
I blame OJ.
Oh no. Spirit of OJ's. All right. Speaking of spirits, Dominic, Kena Bridge of Spirits.
His knee was down. He said his knee's down. His knee was down. Oh, fuck. No, it wasn't. Oh. Damn it. No, it wasn't.
That's now out on PC, PS4, PS5. Sounds like from what you talked about. Seems pretty good.
Yes.
Check that out. We got World War Z Aftermath. That's now out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One as well. Or Xbox, yeah. In addition, Xbox. I was telling you that I hadn't really seen that World War Z game much, and it actually kind of looks cool. And I heard podcasts talking about it, and it sounds a lot like Left 4 Dead in some ways that sounded cool. I watched some video footage of it.
It's very much like Left 4 Dead, but it's like a lesser Left 4 Dead to me. But I
can see that.
It's all right. It's all right. I mean, my friend played it some. It's just, I forgot something happened in the game that it really made it. It gets hard. I think it gets hard sometimes at some points where it's just like, Jesus, whoa, that ball just fumbling all over the place. Okay, it's another game. Because I'm watching Red Zone, so it's showing multiple games.
It seems like even with those enemies being relatively easy to mow down, like large crowds of them would still get overwhelming and be too much. Yeah,
exactly. And then with your limited ammo, I mean, it could get a little frustrating. I think when me and my friend was playing, something I forgot what it was. It was so long ago that we just didn't really go back to it.
Makes sense.
But I did play it recently though, because I just want to try to get, because it is on Game Pass. So I played on PC just to see how it is on PC, and it was all right playing on PC a bit. And plus, I got trainer, so I played it by myself and
nice.
Just doing a lot of stuff that I
then you really just mow them down.
Yeah, I was really mowing them asses down. Yo, the AI is stupid. The AI is horrible.
It seemed pretty bad. That's what you get for zombies, Dominic. All right, another one we got out this week. Pokemon Unite.
Not the zombies being stupid. I mean, my characters. The characters are with me.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I guess you probably do have a group with you, don't you?
Yeah, because I can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not supposed to play. I probably could, but I'm not going to try to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Somebody can tell on me. I'm not going to do that.
All right, Dominic. Pokemon Unite, that's now out on phones. Previously on Switch. That's the MOBA. So,
that's the mobile one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that that's on Switch too, right?
Yeah, that one's been out for a month or so now on the Switch. So
it just came out on phones. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. We also have the Castlevania Advance Collection, which we just talked about. That's out on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. So you can pretty much play that anywhere. We also have Diablo 2, the remastered edition. That's now out on PC.
That advertised.
What's that?
You've seen that advertised a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got to, Dominic. Got to fight the boycotts. Got to fight the boycotts.
I think they're doing okay, because I look on Twitch, man. People still watching people play that shit. So
ridiculous. All right. We also got
They don't know what's going on. That's what I'm going to tell myself. They don't know what's going on.
Somebody had to make this game. I got to support them.
Yeah.
All right. We also got Sable, which you talked about. That's out on PC and Xbox Series X. That's part of Game Pass. So definitely want to check that out. We got Death Stranding, the director's cut. That's
but you tackled a motherfucker, PS5. Man. Damn.
You got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That's now on Nintendo Switch. And the big one, I think, one of the other big ones for this week, Lost Judgment, Dominic. That's down on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series consoles.
No, Game Informer gave it like a 7 or something, a 7 something,
really?
Or maybe.
I saw on Metacritic it only had like an 83 or so.
Oh, so they were one of the low ones then. Yeah, not a high score like Yakuza was.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a dragon.
Yeah, but 83 is not bad. It seems like
it's not bad. It's just that compared to like nines I would have seen for Yakuza, just that you have high expectations.
Yeah, definitely doesn't seem like it's necessarily up at the top of the Game of the Year conversations the way that Yakuza was last year.
Come on, Herbert. Yeah, beat those Chiefs. Say, yeah, man, you ain't the Kings no more. You ain't the Kings of the West no more.
All right, Dominic, you got anything else?
All right, I don't have nothing else.
All right, thank you guys as always for listening. You check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStalworth5. I'm at Regulus.
Ravens haven't scored yet.
Oh man, podcast is at SuperPod.
Detroit.
SUPA.
Yeah, go Lamar Jackson. Go baby, go.
You can check us out on the website as well, superpod.com. Has all podcasts as well as links to places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon, all those places.
Your daughter watching football too?
See you
her screen back there.
She is actually, yes.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
See ya.